Hello, chat, and everyone that's been gathered here in anticipation. Just kidding. But for, um, yes, welcome to the stream. I need to very quickly post-bat it. So we can get some folks in here. All right. Go to Twitter. Yeah, I'll put that hashtag in there. Excuse me.
All right.
Okay.
Now to pop out the chat and then immediately close the stream because seeing myself backwards is weird.
Nice. It's messing with my mind. That's great. All right. Oops. Smash keyboard type. There we go. Oh, thank you, Warren. Neat. Much appreciated. Okay, let's get underway. I guess we'll give it just a second to propagate through everyone's feeds, and then we'll do a quick recap of the fun that we had.
Recap. Don't go in the south room.
Yeah, exactly.
But you did get a cool gem, so.
This is true. Awesome. All right, I'll put that up over here. Ought to be good. All right, yes, so to recap, I'll try and do a quick recap. Last week was our first session, and everyone did so well. I got to watch it again after it was uploaded to YouTube, and it was just so fun to watch. You guys are just so entertaining. So the group, everyone was sort of independently, they didn't know one another. Sans, Rhinewin, and Ormian, who were in the city of Bexley together. Everyone started in the city of Bexley. They all had their different reasons for wanting to get out of Dodge, so to speak, use the port and get out of there. But in order to use the port, they needed permission from the administration in the city of Bexley, who needed something taken care of. So little quid pro quo later, and the group is examining a tomb of sorts found at the bottom of Sandraedia's Chasm, which is a large section of the city that early on in its development just dropped out like a huge sinkhole, basically. This was causing troubles for the workers. They insisted that people were getting hurt and some fatalities possibly. No one gave the party a straight answer. They said, just go down there and give the all clear. We need an independent party to do this, and then the workers' union will give the all clear for workers to get back to work. It's nonsense. Just go down there and check a few boxes off that it's fine. Not quite as safe as the administration insisted so far, as they entered and found a trapped room inside, a superheated trapped room, which they successfully disarmed. Kaelin, in fact, that was stuck inside, successfully disarmed it, found a malachite gem, and they are continuing on the process of clearing this out. They're also possibly looking for a small child or the remains of said child, as a citizen asked them to do. His boy went missing, and he insisted it happened down here somewhere, or near the chasm. Okay. Not concise at all. My apologies. So, I will let you guys take it away. Here we are, and what would you like to do next?
Are we getting our map up, or am I just...
sorry. If you head to Images and Maps on the right-hand side, it'll pull up everything that's been shared out.
Right.
And it's Sandraedia's Chasm tomb.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Sorry about that.
This is working much better, Dan.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good. All right. Yeah, so y'all, I think, essentially, Kaelin just exited the room.
Yeah.
Searched the room up above, didn't find anything. I feel like that's sort of where we left it off. You're all back safely in the hallway.
Can
Safely.
Felix go back inside the first room? Trigger the trap one more time?
Absolutely.
Let's not
You
do
can
that.
try, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Relive that nightmare.
Did I
Alright.
do something strange with Emil because I don't see him on the map?
Oh,
He's
just above Rhinewin, near the
Oh,
long
there he
green
is.
carpet.
There he is. Okay.
He was just twisted away that kind of blended in. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I've turned him now. He's looking down, I think.
Neat. Okay.
Alright. So we've determined there's nothing of value in the north room, I seem to recall.
Correct.
Yes, correct.
Okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna start walking down this hallway slowly. Or
All right.
that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna come with you. I'm getting a little distrustful of you guys in traps, so I'll come with you and keep my eyes open.
Okay.
I don't know why.
All right. And I'm just going to do things based off where your tokens are. So you can move up to, say, maybe 5 tokens at 5 squares at a time is roughly whatever your speed is. You know, you can move up to that much per turn. Then I'll let you know if anything happens. Just let me know what you're doing along the way. Emil, if you're looking for traps, you can make, I guess it'd be a perception check to see if you spot anything as you're walking. Ryan, when you turn the corner and you look down this long hallway and see, very similar to the hallway you're in, it is lined with a number of gargoyle statues on either side. Emil, things look great. Looks like smooth sailing.
It's safe, guys. It's fine.
I'm gonna go up to one of the gargoyles and poke it with my scimitar.
Okay. You go up to the first one and you sort of just skrink, sklink, shink, just sort of scrapes the stone a little bit. Doesn't really take much off of it, but doesn't seem to react or anything. It appears to just be a statue based on the scraping.
And I'll walk past it.
Okay. Oops, let me bring up.
Am I on fire?
Oh boy. Oh boy. We're splitting the party, guys.
All right, are we splitting up or are we all going together?
No, I'm not going any further than this. So.
Okay.
I don't really want to go where the gargoyles are.
All right, let me take a look on mine where you are. Okay.
Aren't
all
the
right.
gargoyles everywhere? Aren't the gargoyles lining the hall all the way down?
Brain fart.
As far as you can see, yep.
Yeah.
Reinman, you are. Let me clear a little of this map. All right, so for Emil, you can see a little bit further. I mean, you see that. I mean, I guess not much because it's around a corner, but you don't sense any, traps there. Still, Reinman, you've got 1, 2, 3, 20, 40. So you can see it looks like the hallway opens up a little bit more at the end, and maybe heads in either direction and continues on, but your vision sort of fades out that intersection.
Okay. I will relay this information via yelling back to the rest of the party.
Echoes a little bit off the stone of the walls and ceiling and floor and such.
Hey guys!
Guys,
It opens up a little down there.
There.
Emil's just standing there going,
Guys, what do you think the chances are that it's just a you and we're just...
Kaylin just trudges forward.
Okay. All right. From there, you can see about the same. You can see what Ryan was talking about. It appears to have opened up a bit almost like an intersection, but your vision sort of fades at that intersection. About 60 feet that you can see.
Mhm. Let's see.
You want me to sneak up and have a look? We're
Sure.
taking this by inches here. Okay, I'm gonna try and sneak down the hallway quietly without lights.
Okay.
And so I'll do a stealth roll and I'll move up. You said 5 at a time, so I'll just kind of do that, and I'm gonna go again.
Make a perception. I'll let you make a fresh perception check since you're sort of investigating this hallway as you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
That is nice. Just before you take the next step,
Oh.
that was so close. You see the two tiles, the width of the hallway, appear to possibly be recessed. You're not sure, but it looks like there's no grout there. I mean, it's stone anyway, but it looks like there's a seam there where you might be a pressure plate of some sort.
Okay, I'm gonna put like my hand up, like stop everybody. Like, I'm not gonna look back. I'm just like everybody kind of stop and wait, and then I'm gonna kneel down, pretty obviously looking at the floor, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to, either confirm this trap or maybe even disarm it if I can.
Okay.
If I can do that.
Roll an intelligence check.
Intelligence or thieves' tools? Do I can roll intelligence? Okay.
Yeah, just to see if you can figure out. Oh yeah, okay. So you assess it. You can tell they are in fact pressure plates, and let's see, 5 feet. You are able to jam a couple of loose stones in a certain way and certain pressure points around there to prevent it from actually depressing and activating whatever.
Okay.
Watch your step, guys.
Okay. Having done that, I'll go back to the original plan of sneaking down the hall, I think.
Okay.
Nice.
Down to here.
All right. Let's see. I think it's just Fantasy Grounds is taking a second to to lock up. Okay.
It just needs a minute, and then it'll be right frozen.
Right? Give me just 1 minute. All right, so you can see pretty far. That's a pretty good angle from there. All right, as you approach, what at first seemed blurry comes into focus, and you spot what appear to be corpses.
Oh.
Bodies wrapped in some sort of linen.
Like burial?
Yeah, it almost looks. They almost.
Kind of like a tomb?
Yeah, I mean the bodies are loose, and some of them are slumped together. Others remain, by themselves. Some in like a sitting position with their arms wrapped around their knees up to their chest, but they're wrapped and tightly bound by strips of linen that are maybe 3 inches, wide, wrapped around, sort of mummy-like, but just standard linen.
I'll wave people forward, but with a finger to my lips, just to be safe. I'll do that.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
And I'll go that far and no further. But yeah, you guys can come up just cautiously.
Sam is ready.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's get Sam on the call.
I'm gonna kind of
Sam goes into the room.
stay back.
Sam, how's it going?
Yay!
Hooray!
Hey.
Hey, Sam.
Hey.
Hey, it works finally. Can
Nice.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice and
Okay.
clear.
Frozen though.
Oh, the Gilmore shirt too. Sweet.
The Gilmore shirt.
Yes.
Such great shirts.
Nice.
tonight. Yeah. Very neat. All right. So everyone's walking up. Let me just see. Okay. So you can see the rest of this area. You also see what
Is
appear
there
to
a
be
map?
empty. Sorry. What's that?
Is there a map?
Oh, yes. Head to images and maps on the right, and it'll show
Alright.
everything that's been shared out. This was Sandraedia's
There it is.
Chasm tomb.
Okay.
So they've just gone down a hallway and narrowly avoided a trap thanks to Emil's excellent perception. He was able to disarm it as well. And after roaming down the hallway, they found some corpses tightly bound with strips of linen in different positions and some empty caskets.
Oh, nice.
Just whatever Chasm needs.
Yes.
All right.
Caskets and
I'll step out around the corner here.
Okay.
Can I go investigate the bodies?
Absolutely. Is there anything in particular? Are you looking like for loot or checking them for something?
Checking if they're gonna just spontaneously get up and kill us.
All right. Make a nature check then, if you would.
Okay.
Check for signs of life.
It's
and
always
such.
a good idea to check for zombies.
Yeah.
Undead check.
Absolutely. Let me move the map
Nice.
around a little bit. Okay. So what do we get? 15. Nice. All right. So no, they appear to be dead. Thankfully. You do notice that, let's see, they were, with your nature check, that they were rapidly mummified. Like some maybe in a matter of weeks, others in a matter of months, but this is like a couple years worth of aging and, of the process done inside of a few months at the most.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I look to see if they were mummified here?
Yeah, actually, let's see. Yeah, you had 50. Well, whoever. Yeah, go ahead and make a nature check for that, and we'll.
Where's my character sheet? And they're dead.
Oop, let me get your camera.
There it is.
here,
I
so-
found it. A nature check.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Nope.
What we get? 7 now. It very difficult to tell.
I was more looking around to see if like this was the place that they were mummified. So for like, or were they put here?
You don't see any like alchemical tools for this sort of thing here, but
Okay.
you also don't see any signs of dragging or anything else. It is still a little difficult to tell. It looks like a clean location. It's tough to tell.
So there's no personal possessions of the corpses?
Well, you do notice that they're from parts that are hanging out of the linen wrappings. They appear to be wearing standard, sort of common sets of clothes. Some of them have. There's a female laying down in the bed there that has a wrist is exposed, and you can see it is sort of mummified. The skin has gotten really taut around the skin, around the bone and stuff. She has some jewelry. Looks like a faux gold chain with a little heart on it, dangling off the end, sort of like a charm bracelet. But otherwise, nothing else. It looks like just whatever they had when whatever happened to them. That's what they've got. Down the hallway, you see again more gargoyles, and it does appear to open up into another intersection. You think you see possibly a door in the southern part of this hallway, like right in the center in the southern part.
I'll try and go slowly, but I'm pretty suspicious there's going to be another trap in this hallway, so I'm going to go slowly and check for traps as I go.
Okay. We'll keep the last perception check since you just made it. I won't make you do it every hallway. And it was a good one, so. You don't sense any traps in this hallway.
Okay.
Excuse me. There's a double set of large metal doors. You're not quite sure what type of metal, but they're reinforced, and they have a lock that you would probably recognize as a master lock, that are fairly difficult to pick, just from your experience
Okay.
with that.
While everyone's doing that, can I get some of the wood that would have been used in the coffins and just like shear it into a point just because?
Nice, absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, there's some a couple wooden boxes there too. You just break, you punch one of the lids, and it splinters off into some smaller planks, and you just start, taking some time and whittling it down.
I kind of want to see if there's anything in the boxes and the coffins and all the wood stuff and everything while she's doing that.
Sure. Go ahead and make, let's see, an investigation check. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Ooh, purple dice.
Sweet. All right, let's see. Oh, nope, that's there. You do not find... Where is that? Okay. Yep, you don't find anything of value.
Okay.
Okay.
Caitlin is a little interested in this gold bracelet that you mentioned.
Okay.
Sent to the dwarf, and she likes sparkly things.
Nice.
I would like to try and take it. Can I do an Arcana check on it and just make sure there's no like spells?
Sure.
Does that work that way?
Yeah, you can try and sense.
Okay.
Let me see.
Wow.
It's totally fine.
This this bracelet is clear. Yeah, you think it's totally fine.
I think you're good.
It ain't no thing.
I'm gonna take the bracelet.
Okay.
It's mine. So Kaylin looks around, kind of, sideways at everyone, and quickly fumbles and tries to take the bracelet off of the wrist.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're able to, bink, snap it off without, there's a little clasp that you are able to manage to remove without, breaking the wrist or anything. You are slightly disappointed. It looks more like a phony type of gold than the actual thing, but it still has that nice shine to it.
Yeah. She holds it up. She looks at it. She notices it's not the best quality, but she's still like, and sticks it in her pocket.
Well,
Dwarves and their shiny things.
Rhinewin was a little disappointed that she didn't have any trouble getting it off. And you look around and she's holding her scimitar ready to cut the hand off. Apparently it's not. Darn.
Nice.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, the hallway was blocked by the doors, so I guess we have to go back at this point.
Well, you see that there's another intersection forward. Should you continue moving forward? Let me open it up a little bit more here.
Okay, hold on. Maybe I didn't understand what the doors were. Okay.
The doors are so along the entire hallway, right in the center on the south wall. There's can't. It's difficult to see. You know what? Let me just do this. I'll just reveal a little bit of the wall there. So that's essentially the double set of doors.
Okay, so we'll just go past it for now, and I'll go up to the corner here and try and get a view of where it opens up. Still trying to be quiet.
Okay. I don't know why that's gimping out tonight. Oh well. All right. So as you approach over here, you find, sadly, more of the same. Let me see if I can open this up in a decent way. More of these bodies just sort of strewn about now. Where else would you see? You'd probably see down to there. Yeah. You see a hallway going up north, with more bodies laying about. And you also see like a passageway down south, a couple sets of stairs, and it looks like just some packed dirt.
Yeah, and we never got a count to the number of people that were missing, right? I think they said that it wasn't really their concern.
Yeah, they never really gave a number.
Okay.
Can I look around for any like religious symbols?
Sure.
See if would that be investigation?
Yeah. If you're sort of scanning. Yeah, you don't. I mean, in your favor anyway. It's sort of a low DC because the walls are all sort of bland. Just cut from stone, so they'd be marginally easy to see. But there aren't really any markings yet that you've come across.
Are all the mummies adult size?
All the mummies you've come across so far have, yes, been adult size.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a chance that we can still find the kid.
Yeah. I'll wait everybody to come into the room. It seems like it's okay.
Thanks for reminding me about the kid. I totally forgot about that.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna look down here.
It's almost like somebody just threw the bodies everywhere.
Littering. They're gonna get a fine for this. Yeah.
Littering corpses.
Alright. Let's open up the rest of these goodies. So, how far did you go here, Emil? You're going up the hallway. Alright.
Just a little bit.
Okay, but you can see pretty far. It seems to open back up. At your best guess, you think it's the hallway that you were in when you first arrived, that westerly hallway. However, you do spot another section that breaks open along the left-hand side, the western wall, in this hallway above you.
Okay.
I'm going down the stairs and looking down there.
Okay. Let's take a peek at what you see.
Just kind of doing what Emil did and just kind of like glancing around the corner.
Okay.
Sort of like, oh, okay, that looks cool. I can do that.
As you look down, you see more of that hard-packed earth versus the stone, hard-packed sand, and the walls are much more rugged in here. Like this was excavated and not pristinely cut like the rest of the hallways. You don't really see much. You see what looks like sort of a dead end, and you think it might hook back up to head north.
Well, I'm gonna go through here then. Just look around.
Are there any footprints there that you can see?
Are there any footprints there that I can see?
Make a what's that?
Perception.
Tracking is survival, so footprints would be like a survival check.
Okay. Not just a general. I'm looking check.
Yeah, I mean,
I want my real dice.
You don't spot any down here, and it appears as though it would be easy to spot some because there is some loose dirt on top of the hard packed dirt. You just don't spot any other than ones that you made.
Okay. So look, I got some right here, ready to go. I have a bag that just sits here on the desk. I have my other bags right here. Just waiting for you to say, okay, go ahead, because the virtual dice are no fun. They're jerks.
Are there any pockets I can check on these dead bodies?
Well, it's difficult.
Loot the bodies.
Nice. You don't
This
really.
is real D&D, right?
I mean, they're not going to use it anyway, so.
Right. Yeah.
So,
You don't see, not many of them have any openings in the linen. I mean, if you wanted to tear into the linen to try and gain access to their pockets, you could, but none of these have much exposed
Okay.
to rifles.
I feel like that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm not.
But I'm not there. I'm around the corner.
Kaylin just, she thinks about it, but she backs away. She's like, oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Oddly, there isn't, the typical smell of death. I mean, in this, world, in this day and age, there's a lot of it. So I imagine everyone's sort of experienced it in other characters. And there's no smell of that rot and decay. And you imagine maybe it's due to the mummification process.
Okay.
Dan, going back to the, I think it was Ren, the kid's father.
Mm-hmm.
Was he human?
He was. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just thinking if the kid could see in the dark or not.
Oh, right.
Nice.
Well, let's see here.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of going down south, so I'll join that party.
Yeah.
Neat.
I'm following the guy who kept us from getting
Ha!
skewered or whatever.
Nice.
Whatever those pressure plates were doing.
All right, as you peer up this hallway, you see more of that packed earth. A few what appear to be maybe planks of wood strewn about the floor. They're old. They haven't rotted away. It is fairly cold down here too. You're not sure if it has something to do with the temperature or if these are just not that. The air in here. I mean, it's breathable air, so.
Is there any, places to put torches on the walls? So, because I'm assuming is it pitch black down here currently?
It is. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are there any places around that you could put, lights or anything?
Not that you've noticed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I assume Asteroid's antlers are still on fire?
Torch still successfully hooked into.
Do the
Always.
people in front have dark vision? Because I have dark vision.
I have dark vision.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Making sure.
Nope.
I have fake dark vision. I can't see, but I'm faking it.
Nice.
You can't join them.
Humans.
Alright, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
that far.
I'm gonna go up here, being careful to not step on the planks.
Okay.
I feel like that needs to be clarified.
That's where all the fun is, guys. Come
Awesome.
on.
Come join the fun. All right.
Light of foot, I can step around him.
You're getting the sense that this is sort of like a long vacant tomb again, or of some sort. There's a crate here that has parts of the wood that have long since broken and fallen apart. It appears to be empty. Some loose stone. Another small set of stairs back up to the level that you were all at when you entered, and a hallway that continues on and one that turns to the right.
Alright, let's peek down that side hallway.
Okay. All right, you'd actually be able to see down here too. A room that you can see the wall at the end. Let me open that up a little bit. And then down the hallway circles back out to where you were.
We're going around in circles.
Can I look down at this stone thing that are the stone steps that we're on,
Mm-hmm.
and see if it's right here, see if they've been placed there deliberately, I don't know how to say this. Why is this section stone just in the middle of this random bits of dirt, especially these parts up here too? These parts up here.
I think.
So what's going on? Why is this why is this random stone here?
It appears you see a few small square slabs of this stone down the eastern hallway too, where it connects to a floor. You're not sure if this was a work in progress that never got finished, or if there was other stone here and it's been heaved up for some reason.
Or if those stone slabs are a trap. I'm curious about one of those being like a trap slope.
Yeah, can I look at
I'm
those?
going to investigate them.
Oh, I was going to look at them because I'm right
You
there.
can both take a peek. Yeah, go for it. You're both
'Cause
sort of.
I'm going to roll really low.
Ah,
Not
see?
bad.
Nice.
Double digits. Hey!
All
Copy.
right, nice. You both give it an eye over from around the corner, and you don't notice anything like they don't look like pressure plates. They seem to be just some broken slabs. It seems to just be slabs of stone.
Can I like brush away the dirt on the corner just to see if it continues under the dirt or if it's like a home plate basically? Or
Sure.
it's just been put in the dirt. So I do that.
Nice.
The slabs right there appear to be resting on. They're about 3 inches, in thickness, and they seem to be resting just maybe like a 1/4 inch into the earth. They seem to be like a home plate situation.
I appreciate the baseball reference.
Ah, nice.
It's the first thing that came to mind.
How hard would it be for me to smash this crate?
Not very difficult. Low DC. Go for it if you like.
Would that be a strength roll?
Yeah, yep. Just a
Okay.
strength and...
Well, I don't have a negative.
An 8 is still enough. It doesn't explode the way you may have been envisioning it, but it kind of crumples apart and echoes throughout, the hallways. Clink, clink, clink. As the wood
Yeah,
bounces off the...
Nothing in there.
Cranes her neck to look to see what's inside the crate.
Disappointedly, there is nothing.
Well, it's still satisfying.
What is this little thing over here where my character is standing? Is that anything in particular? Is that just more wood? What is
Just a few more planks of wood, some stone. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong person. Let me
Like
find
a little
you.
black thing? A little black...
Black
I can't tell if
rocks.
it's rocks or...
Yeah, just some rocks. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, Astrid. You peek around, Astrid, and you see
27 of mummies.
it appears to be that first hallway that you were in. Although,
Okay,
looking
cool.
around the corner, you see a small cubby that has more of those mummified remains.
I'm gonna go around this way.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of hang back a bit.
I'm gonna follow trap finding them.
Just watching everyone else.
Astrid, make a wisdom saving throw, if you would.
Oh dear. Saving throw. Cool.
This is why I'm hanging back.
Oh, okay. So, as you're, sort of carefully walking across the hallway and peering around the corner, as you move your head around the corner, walking right up to your face is a somewhat transparent human woman. And she walks through you, and you look back, and she's gone.
Where is this? Did we all see this? What?
No.
Let's see, who's the only other person there? Felix? I don't know. Were you looking around the corner? Were you sort of following Astrid?
I think I might have just hit the corner. I don't think I would have seen it.
Okay. Make a quick perception check too, Astrid, if you would.
Okay.
Take it upstairs. Hold this. Take it upstairs.
Okay. Okay. Nope. It was a sort of a ghostly figure that sprung out at you, but gone now.
Okay. So it didn't do anything to me. It just past her
Roll
through.
to see if you can eat
Just a
chocolate.
startling moment.
Do you make any sound or noise or anything like that when it passes through you?
Nice.
No,
or
I,
are you quiet? Like,
I don't even know if it's happened. I just don't know if I'm going a little bit crazy down here.
you're just like frozen.
I'm used to open space in forests and I'm underground.
You do feel a little chilly. You feel a little
Okay.
cold down to your bones.
I just kind of look around to see if any of the other guys are like near me.
You see Felix around the corner. That's it.
Just
Sorry,
kinda,
you're
like,
alone.
yeah. Just
So
kind of
what's-
look at him and be
What's
like,
this?
just a stare, like as if like he like recognizes if anything just happened.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Sure. Good. Totally good. Not scared at all.
If you say so.
And I just kind of like move a little bit backwards.
Neat. Awesome. You catch a quick glimpse of the gargoyle statue. Okay.
What's in this box up here?
It's just more. While it looks completely intact in the picture, it's the sides are sort of broken out.
Oh.
It looks like you see some empty cloth sacks in there, like maybe it once contained something, but they're empty, as is the rest of the box.
Can I look around here and see if there's any footprints in the dirt?
Sure, absolutely. Yep. Survival check and.
Survival.
Mhm.
Can it be investigate? Because I'm looking for something. I'm not trying to track anything. I'm just looking to see if they're there. I feel like survival would be like actively tracking, whereas investigation is just trying to
Laura
find.
Bailey stuff up in here.
Yeah. I'd say. All right. I guess because it's sort of only because the DC is so light in here for it. Yeah.
Okay, good, because I don't have any. For the
So yeah, I mean, same thing. You don't see any, but you think that they'd be pretty obvious if they were here. They would definitely be easy to spot.
I have
Okay.
a +2 in survival. Can I do a survival check to see if I see any, or would it help? Would she give
You're
enough
welcome to.
information?
Yeah. If you see her looking around, you can certainly.
I'll help out.
Hi.
Hey, there you
They-
go.
You scan about, and it's the same thing. You don't see any, and you're pretty confident that if there were, they'd be
Okay.
easy to spot.
There.
Guys, I'm the Will Wheaton of the group.
No.
You're just saving the high rolls for combat. It's all good.
You always have to
There
have
you
one,
go.
right?
Yeah, I'm keeping the universe in balance. I'll be grateful.
Nice. So you see, you're looking. Oh no, no one's in that hallway yet. Okay. You see the hallway where you came in. You recall that there were a couple of offshoots from that upper hallway, and you think that that's likely the only places you haven't checked yet, aside from that heavy door.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what I need is a key for that heavy door down south. So
So we just went in a giant circle and found a whole bunch of mummies.
Mm-hmm.
I say that in character to the rest of the group.
Seems like it.
This is fantastic.
And only one of them had a fake gold thing on them.
That
So
you could
inconsiderate.
see. No signs of that kid anywhere that anybody has seen.
No, and M is starting to get a little bit irritated.
I wonder why all the bodies are scattered about the dungeon.
Seems a little weird they're not in coffins or anything like that.
Yeah.
And they're wrapped so tightly. Almost like they were supposed to be buried at sea, but they're underground.
Oops.
I'm gonna look down this hallway here.
Okay. And let's see. Open this up a little bit. You see a few more empty coffins in there, Ormia. And Emil, you see a set of stairs that are ascending up to a little platform with a railing on it that seems to go off, but just beyond the railing is where your vision. Actually, from there you could see a little further because you're not looking around a corner. 10, 20, 30.
Dan, just to let you know, I think your autofocus is gone a bit strange. You're a little bit
Oh,
blurry.
thank you. Yeah. I have two, like the one for the streams, okay, but this other one is such a pain in the butt. Let me get VC up. Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about? It's fine. Are you drinking?
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, there it goes.
This
Okay.
isn't water.
Awesome.
Am I the only one that drinks?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's 4 o'clock in the morning here, so.
That's true. That's true.
Awesome. I'll sometimes have an Irish coffee, but not tonight. All right,
Can
so
I do a perception check to see if there's anything on these bodies in this room I can take a look at?
sure, go right ahead.
Okay.
Let's do the south, and then we'll go north. Yeah.
Okay. Ormia. Oh wait, I'm sorry. So Emil, you see again that ascending stairway, a little platform and a railing, and while you can't see the stone structures that you can actually you can see, those are a little bit lower.
Okay.
You can see sort of off into the room, but your vision dissipates into the darkness. Well, actually, you don't see squat because no one's near you with light. But I think Emersina has a dark vision, so you see that, Emersina. Ormia, you see a number of these caskets. Again, these look like they were made not in recent years, but they seem to be in pretty good condition.
So they're clearly they're clearly older than the bodies. Way older than the bodies, or
probably they look at least maybe more than 5 years. I mean, you need some expertise beyond that, but you think these are years and years old, so much older than the bodies.
Did that guy ever tell us the name of his son?
Yeah, it was Aelor, I think.
Ooh, let me get my notes.
Aelor.
Yes, Aelor. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Aelor.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
I'm always excited.
I should probably start making notes. Notes.
Well,
You can keep notes in Fantasy Rounds too if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I
You can
found
create
it.
your own on the notes button.
While it's happening, can I turn to Felix and just did you see anything back there when I was on my own in the corridor?
See what? No.
No, nothing at all.
The shadows playing tricks on you?
No.
Excuse me.
I walk away.
Nice. That's so great.
Dan, did my 15 perception check catch anything in these bodies?
Let's see. You don't really see too much in the way of personal belongings, but again, there's a hand of. I mean, it's really tough to tell race and gender at this point. You can't really see much of their body, but it looks to be an elf of some sort because it has some of the cartilage is still intact with the skin wrapped tightly around it. But there's a ring on the left pinky finger that looks like it's probably made from silver.
Oh no, we lost a player. We lost our rogue.
Uh-oh, we're doomed.
All the traps get sprung. Nah.
We're doomed. Okay. Shiny ring. I'm going to, just because I'm always weary of evil spells being cast over things, I'm going to cast an Arcana check
Okay.
on the ring.
Ooh, nice. You don't sense any magic coming off of it at all.
I'm going to take that ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swipe the bone as you attempt to pull it off, and the pinky drops to the floor. But ring perfectly intact. Looks great.
One ring to rule them all?
I look around and then quickly walk out of the room.
Nice.
I'm gonna start to go up the stairs because I'm getting fed up with going in circles.
Okay.
I'm gonna call into the room. I'm gonna call Aelor. Are you? Hello? Anybody in here?
here.
Because there's a lot of places to hide.
You hear again a lot of the echo, but no response.
Can I search through the coffins and boxes?
Sure. Most of the coffins are open. They have their lids popped off, so they seem to be empty. There's not a blood stain or anything, but there's some sort of darkening, stain splotches on the interior of most of these caskets from a very long time ago, long since dried and sealed. But you go through the whole room and you don't find him. No, we don't want me on there.
Can I search for any hidden buttons and doors, because tombs always have those?
Walk me around the room where you want to walk and look, and
Okay,
make an investigation check too.
I'll start over here on that side.
Okay.
And I do.
Uh-oh.
Please.
Sorry.
Come on.
You don't find anything, but go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw if you would.
Oh no.
Dan, I think we've lost Warren.
Yeah,
We did.
All the traps get sprung.
Spring.
Oh, crap.
Emercina.
This is a flat roll. Oh, there's 2-digit numbers on these dice, guys.
Improvement.
Nice.
Yeah.
Woo! You're examining that wall, and let's see. You have dark vision. Yeah. Okay.
I do have dark vision.
And you take, you're sort of strafing, and as you take a step, you hear, like, right after your footfall, another footfall. And you sort of glance quickly to see what it is, and you see, actually, let me see what it would be. Where's my,
Oh, no. I don't have very many hit points, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay, you see a tall, elvish male, semi-transparent, just runs up and screams like bloody murder in your face for a second. And his jaw drops like a half a foot open, much more than it should, and then just turns into, like, evaporates in smoke.
I'm gonna scream.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna scream.
Oh,
I'm
God.
screaming.
I run.
Screaming.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna
I'm
run
not
toward.
actually gonna scream because I have children
Okay.
asleep
Okay.
upstairs.
Right.
Alright, let me see
I
what
run
you
to.
got.
I run around the corner to see what's happening.
Okay. I'm just gonna catch up on. What's
Yeah, I
weird?
just draw my bow because, I hear her scream and I'm just like, what the
Hey,
heck is going on?
So
Ready
just
to fight.
yeah.
Does that do anything to me?
No, nope. Aside from being very startled or however you think you'd feel after that, there's no physical effect or anything else.
Okay.
I ran the wrong way.
Make a perception check though, Ormia, if you would.
Perception.
Mhm.
I've got a die in my hand. Can I use it?
Sorry.
Please?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bother you about this forever. Oh,
There we go.
So just
Not
to catch
bad.
Emercina up, you walked in here, and there's some light emanating from there's two gargoyles along the right-hand wall that are slightly different than the ones you've seen. Similar in design, but much larger, and they appear to be, instead of made of stone, they're like a bronze-type metal. And they have flame flickering in their mouths. It's projecting light into this room. You also see from this next, you went up another flight of stairs there, and you can see more of the mummified things, but you also see what looked like some actual tomb, some stone, like a casket or sarcophagus type of setup. Rectangular stone box. A couple of those. Actually, you see a little further. You see some alcoves in the back. And Emercina, if you'd make a wisdom saving throw as well as you round the corner. And then go ahead, and everyone else, if you want to do your thing with Ormia that just screamed, and you all ran to catch up with her.
Yeah. I ran in there. Are you okay?
Ghost thing screamed at me, and my perception check was 14, by the way, Dan.
Oh. Okay, let me quickly tell you then that say it wouldn't matter to you. Okay, but you saw on the hand as this elf was screaming in your face with his hands up, a little silver ring on its pinky.
Oh.
More bling bling.
Ghostly silver ring, yeah.
I pull out the silver ring and I ask her if it looks like this one.
Does it look like that one?
It does.
Are you looting the corpses?
Yes.
No. She quickly sticks it back in her pocket. I found this on the floor.
I'm making an insight check.
Nice. Make a deception check, Kaylin, to counter the insight check. Okay, Kaylin, you have to beat an 11. Nope.
Oh.
-1?
Wow.
Awesome. You can tell she's like lying straight up.
Okay. I think these ghosts, I think the spirits of the people are here. Of whoever these people are.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably aren't happy about being robbed. So put this stuff back, please.
Kaylin thinks about it for a second, rolls her eyes, takes out the silver ring, and just sits it on the floor.
Dice. Yes, these are dice.
Looks like Warren's having trouble seeing you, Dan.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's happening?
He doesn't see me, he says. He sees you now, but
Okay.
but not me, apparently.
Huh. Strange.
This program is haunted.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like this too.
Yeah.
There's an angry elf living in it.
And Racina, while that's going on down there, oh, that was so close. As you rose to the top of that next set of stairs, you're sort of looking at this brass gargoyle. From under its left arm, you see sort of a hazy black smoke sort of drift out towards you. And it's sort of this billowing black smoke that's moving very slowly until after a few seconds of floating, still maybe like 10 feet away from you, it just shoots in like half a second up into your face. It takes form of like almost a humanoid head, but it's on this really long smoke neck that has these bumpy like vertebrae sticking out of the back, and it just again goes right into your face and opens its jaws around your face and passes through and dissipates.
I kind of take a jump back and go, ah!
I'm still staring at Kaylin with my arms crossed, like, okay, I got the rest of the stuff.
She's gonna stand there all day if she has to, I guess.
Kaylin reaches deep down into her pocket, takes out the gold bracelet, and lets it drop to the floor as well. And then she empties her pockets like, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Well, other than the gem. She takes the gem because she got that herself. But
What gem?
she holds up the gem. She's like, I found this. This one's mine.
You didn't take it off of a corpse. Here, this is Catherine, everybody. Say hi.
Hi.
There you go.
Sweet.
Go upstairs, please.
Let's see.
All right.
So Ryan, when you see a little more in this room too.
When I take that quick little jump back and I get startled and my weapon falls on the ground, I kind of stumble and trip and fall. Because, I'm so clumsy.
Neat.
So, to the north of me, the staircase that I'm on, is there a drop in front of me?
There's right in front of you where you are. There's a fence, like a little railing.
Okay.
It's about 4.5 feet high, standard rail above the waist sort of rail. It goes up to the right, and then across in front of where the bronze statues are, and then back down a bit, and then you see all these 3 open of sarcophagi, and then 2 that seem to be sealed. You also see a number of cutouts in the walls where there are bodies placed as well, mummified type bodies, much like the ones in the hallways.
Well, I think I heard Emersina's startledness, and I don't really want to walk past those bronze gargoyles, so I try and hop over the railing down onto the other side.
Okay, it's a bit of a drop. I mean, it's probably only 5 to 10 feet. Go ahead and make, I guess, just an athletics check. I guess acrobatics to see how you land would be better, because it's not really far enough to get hurt. Okay, pretty smoothly. 3-point landing. You look up.
Nice.
Kaboom!
Yeah.
Superhero landing.
Yes.
Right in front of you is one of the sealed stone casket type things.
Okay.
Kind of jump up and brush myself off real quick and pick up my weapon and
There
like,
must be a key
okay,
for those doors in
what's
this game
going
somewhere.
on? Like,
Okay. Make a perception check, Emersina, if you would. Since you're over yonder.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything. You're just...
There are 17 giant spiders on the roof, but you didn't know that.
No one looked up. Yeah.
He's fine. He's fine.
It's all good.
Is there, like, a seam in this sealed sarcophagus? Like, there's a lid on it?
Yes. Yeah, it looks like a heavy stone lid. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to stick my scimitar in there and kind of wiggle it around.
Okay.
What? We're opening them?
Oh.
Oh, man.
Scimitar.
Like, are you
Did
sure
so-
you want to do that?
There's no room for caution in a life lived to the fullest.
Can I do a history check on these sarcophaguses?
Yeah, what is it you want to check them for? Just to see if you're familiar with the design or anything?
I guess maybe just to see if, I don't know, if it's from a certain race or a certain...
Sure.
Era.
Okay, yeah. Emersina, as you're walking around the corner up there, you do notice something slightly odd. The flame inside, although a fairly sizable flame, looks like almost a core that's on fire, maybe a foot in diameter almost, and a very large maw of these of each gargoyle. There's no heat being thrown by it.
Kind of like there's something inside of it that's being burned.
Well, that there's fire is clearly fire, but there's just no heat coming off of it. Let's see. Did you do make a strength check? I guess if you want Rhinewind to see if you can.
Oh, I'm not trying to pop the lid off. I'm just trying to see if anything.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can, after a little work in it, you can get it slid through the space between the lid and the rest.
All right. Anything happen?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, I guess I'll try to shove the lid off then.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Kaylin takes a step back.
Okay. Oh man. Okay.
Nope.
So you feel like you've got it pretty loose with this. You're like, yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. Nothing.
I like push and I overcompensate and conk my head on the sarcophagus.
Perfect.
Be careful.
Darn.
Anyone in the room would probably see her, having that incident.
Probably best to leave the dead things alone.
Sit down.
Did my history check of reveal anything? What?
They look very just standard. No flare, nothing, no indicators on it to tell you.
Okay.
They fit medium-sized humanoids is all you can kind of gather.
Okay.
Put them right there. Chips.
Anyone that's in the room, I guess whoever's in the room can make a perception check. So I think everyone except Felix currently. Oh, I better move the map so chat can see. I'm staring at a blank part of the map. There we go.
Yikes.
Oh,
All right, what
well.
do we get here?
Yeah, it's not the best.
All right, there we go. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Oh.
So, Kaylin, Reinman, and Astrid, as you're sort of in this room looking around, you're noticing that the light in this room seems particularly bright for torchlight. I mean, the flames in the mouths are dancing like torchlight, but they're probably casting almost double the distance.
I think somebody should do an Arcana check.
I'll do an Arcana check.
Can I stick the little stake thing I made into the? No, actually, I'll wait.
Okay. Nice. All right. So you'll have to get a little bit closer if you want to do like an Arcana check. So pick whichever gargoyle if you're looking at examining the light for Arcana. I mean, what you notice physically is that, aside from the brightness, you've got these really long shadows cast too. Sort of the intensity of the light. This is a hard light versus a normal firelight. It's usually soft. Yeah, and I guess just move your token to whichever okay. You probably have to be right in front of it.
Where if I'm let's see here. I don't know if I should cast it on the gargoyles or the light.
Up to you.
What were you thinking? Who was it that suggested it?
I was thinking on the light.
Okay, if I want to cast on the light, Dan, where do I need to be?
Okay.
Where's the light at?
If you move here, I'm going to just cheat and scoot you. You stand, before. Now you're a little on you have shorter stature. So you sort of have to climb a little bit. And you just take a minute to examine this with your knowledge of the arcane. How long do you want to examine it for? Because at first glance, you're like, there's something going on here for sure. I see you sense some magic coming off of it, but...
Well, I can sit there and examine it for as long as I need to.
Actually, roll a history check. I think it'd be perfect
to
see if you know what this is. Jeez.
Hey.
Okay. And I don't have the actual name written in my notes, and I'm probably going to say the wrong thing, but it's an ever-burning flame. It's a spell that can be cast on things like this, where it doesn't create any heat, and it just burns forever.
Can I stick my stake into it now and see if it burns the wood?
Well, you can, but if you were, being in the room, you would see that it's recessed in its mouth, and you'd actually have to, put your hand in a bit to get it to reach the flame part. So
I'm good.
Nice.
What's around this corner?
Pardon me.
You see more of the recesses with some more bodies in.
Okay. This really reminds me of the tombs in Skyrim. Where the Draugr, they're coming.
Nice. Ryan, as you're sort of, examining that area, you move a little further away, and so far away that your shadow, stretches across the floor and now sort of up onto the wall above that recessed area on the western wall. And it's only at this point that you notice that it's not exactly your shadow. It has a slightly different outline, and
That's not creepy
you
at
see
all.
a slight glow from where eye sockets would be.
Ready?
And
Again, Captain?
that's going to um,
Go get it.
if everybody would roll a perception check.
Watch this, guys. Ready? Ready?
No.
Oh.
All right.
Come on.
Whew.
Did I get the highest
I win.
perception?
Oh wow.
Nice. And it's only Ormia that saves everyone from a surprise round. So it's a good thing. Yeah, you hit the 13 mark. Okay.
Did I get the highest perception?
Woohoo.
No, the ball I toss ball. The one that went that
So
way.
from
Window?
your shadows spring forth. Not everybody, but from several of you. I think that's it. Okay, let me get out of this mode.
I have a feeling we're gonna get attacked by some ghosts or something. Like, this is creepy.
Shadow demons. Shadow demons. Right?
Yeah.
Shadows peel out of their two-dimensional existence
Oh.
and creep up. For briefly, they're still attached at your feet until they snap up into place. Creatures of their own, and go ahead and everyone can roll initiative.
Oh boy. I am always really, really bad at these. Oh!
Let me zoom in here so we don't miss any of the fun.
I rolled my die, but it didn't.
Whoa, Felix.
Didn't.
Huh.
Oh, that's really weird because I rolled it and I
Mhm.
got a 17, but it didn't like register it. Like I
Yeah.
rolled it in the chat box, but it didn't grab it.
Huh.
Well, that is not the first time that has happened today.
Fantasy ground.
Yeah,
Dang,
I swear I
Felix,
rolled a
Ryan.
17. Did someone else see that?
It's fine. I can pop you in for now. I'm not too worried
Okay.
about
That would give me a 20 total because I don't know why I didn't get that though because I rolled it in the exact same spot.
All right. So, first up is Felix out in the hallway. Of course. Oh gosh, Felix. I don't think you'd know anything though. You wouldn't
You're
know
like
anything.
all the
Felix.
way over there. Like,
So,
you're not even. Wow.
right. Not only can I not see anything, I have no idea what's going on.
You're just like completely oblivious to everything.
Yeah. Dan, did they make any noise? Can I go off of sound?
Did you guys?
I'm gonna shout out since we're not getting surprised. I'm gonna like I'm gonna whip out my rapier and just be like, evil shadow things.
Okay, here you go, Felix. You hear that?
So I'm gonna play this way. Felix hasn't seen any of these ghosts or shadow things at all, so he thinks everybody is just like afraid of the dark. So he's just gonna take his time and like walk over with his rapier.
Okay.
And I still don't think he can see anything at this point, right? There's
some light in this room. Once you start getting in here, yeah, probably at the top of the stairs, you would then see as you round the corner a shadow, living shadow.
oh crap. Yeah, I'm gonna say that he can't really do anything this round. It's a little bit too far out of his reach.
Okay. All right.
Where's my combat tracker? Oh. Open. There we go.
Okay, over to Rhinewin.
Okay. I'm going to figure that Astrid and Kaelin can probably take care of the one that's attacking them, and I've got this one attack like that's closest to me, shadow number 1.
Okay.
And
Cool.
so I am going to make. Okay, how do I in Fantasy Grounds make a spell attack?
In your character sheet under actions, let me open up your character sheet here.
Oh, I open up the spell, right? And
Yes, yep, there's a little, I think it's a magnifying glass. I always see a starch lasso for some bizarre reason, but it's supposed to be
okay,
magnifying
I
glass.
see a little attack button underneath it, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna target the.
Which you can do
Shadow.
with control click, I think, right, Warren?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
I love
Well,
that.
I think I'm just gonna drop it over the shadow. So
Okay, it hits. So,
I am casting Guiding Bolt at the shadow.
oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, those are good rolls. Nice.
Nice.
All right.
And-
Did it not? It didn't. I'll put the damage in, but for some reason, it maybe.
Oh, do I have to
deselected.
Did I have to target it with both the attack and the damage?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that was my bad. That was my bad.
That's okay. I'll just add in so you don't have to lose any. Okay. Well, boy, I'm gonna have to refigure these. Guiding bolt. Instant reaction. This thing sort of pulls itself up into like 3D space with these red glowing eyes, sort of ethereal wisp coming off of them, and you just you unleash this guiding bolt and just blast this thing into like tattered little pieces of this ethereal black mist, and it's gone.
I'm like, huh, okay, all right.
Nice.
Still works underground, yes.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
I will move a little bit closer to my friends because I don't think I can climb up the way I jumped down.
Okay.
Or my companions. I don't know for friends yet, but we'll get there.
Neat. All right. So when
I'm
you're
your
sure
friend, right?
Oh yeah.
when you're done in the combat tracker, just click the dragon
right.
with the down, and it'll.
Tries to hide.
Okay.
You can't see
So this
inside.
next shadow that's right next to Emersina sort of swells up like an extra foot in size as it has shadowy claws.
That thing is ugly.
At the same time, I think I'm not going to make everyone do another perception check, but anyone that's glancing off into the room, you see the bodies laying down in their alcoves and stuff, and sitting up from the bodies is their spectral form.
Oh no.
And they sort of start looking over. Right now, they just sit up, and everyone looks over at like each of you.
No.
And we're going to take our bio break right there, because I think we're in the middle.
Darn it, Dan.
Woo!
Nice.
All right, so for viewers watching in chat, of course, we take like 5 to 8 minute break, and then we return after we recharge. So I'll catch everyone, and if you will still be streaming, and we'll just catch you soon.
See you in a minute.
So I still only have 7 people in the call, so I don't know if I need to drop out and come back or not, but I'll wait for Dan to come back.
Oh,
Okay.
son of a.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk after I came back because somebody might have been talking that wasn't in the call that I'm in, so
Oh no.
We'll sort it out.
Weird.
it is. It's very weird, but
Okay. I know I'm religious, but I didn't study exorcism, so that was not a thing.
so Dan,
Yeah.
Melissa is not in my VC, so I haven't been able to know if she's talking or not. So I don't know if I should just hang up and come back in, or I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Hang up if you would. Actually, just close out VC and reopen. And then
Okay.
I'll just give you a call back. I'll give you like 60 seconds and I'll...
Okay.
Cool. Thanks. All right. Let me get...
Dan, so I have my crossbow. Am I supposed to have ammo to start that with?
Yeah, I think you have 20 bolts you should have to start with.
Okay. When I look in Fantasy Grounds and go to, give me 1 second. I go to my actions, and it sends under crossbow, light, 0 ammo.
Let me throw some in there.
And I didn't see any in my inventory either.
Okay. Oh, wrong one. I'm in my player Fantasy Grounds. Like, why can't I open up Kaylin's thing?
Why can't I do this? Dang it.
All right. Let's see. Equipment. Yep, the Mulan song, Make a Man Out of You, stuck in my head for some reason. I'm trying to... Like, there's usually a reason. There's something that happens, and then it clicks, but I honestly can't think of...
No, that happened to me a couple of weeks ago, and it was that exact same song.
Awesome.
I have no idea
That's
why.
awesome.
No idea. I was at work, like, humming it, and I was like, what? What am I doing? What is this?
Where did this come from?
Why am I humming I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan? It's strange.
I closed the thing I needed. Smooth, Dan. Smooth.
Of course.
I've got an idea. Alright, I think it's under adventuring gear, because why would it be under weapon? Alright, here we are. Yep. Crossbow bolts, 20. Oh, no, I see them in there. Crossbow bolts, 20.
Mine. Okay, that's cool.
Okay. Alright, good. Alright.
Interesting.
It's because I took a look at it. That's...
Oh, Fantasy Ground. Yeah.
Alright. Oh, I can't believe that shadow got just obliterated.
It's just like...
What?
Yeah. I have him
Power
roll...
of the sea.
I let him roll, I have it set up to roll random HP, too. Like, I don't want them all to have the same thing. I figure, different shadowy upbringings will give them different shadowy HPs, I guess. And that one had sort of garbagey HP, but still, that guiding bolt was insane. That would have killed, like, I think any of them.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's just burn them.
I can only do that twice, and there are 3 of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm debating whether like slashing damage will even work.
I wonder. Dun, dun, dun. They're also vulnerable to radiant damage, which is just a meta thing. I'm sure you guys figured that out as it got decimated. Because I'm pretty sure that's radiant energy, isn't it? The guiding bolt?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, some exciting stuff. All right, cool.
Dan, am I back in the stream?
Silly me. Thanks, Warren. Waka waka. All right, let me get this. Get you sit back in here. All right. There we go. Cool. Much better. Right, and I was going to pull chat up whilst we wait. And I was like, oh, messages.
Somebody in chat is asking how we all met.
That's a big thing from the last campaign. Like, people would always ask, so I made it one of the quotes. Like, how did you all meet? But go ahead if you guys want to answer.
Like in real life or in the game?
Yeah, I was kind of confused
That's
on
a
that
good
too.
question.
In real life, we're all in the same room.
Yes.
Yes.
We spent a
Yes,
lot
It
of
was
money
like a land
trying
match.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange looking room.
Yes.
Oh yeah, all in the same room with each corner looking like something completely different.
Sweet. It's just a giant house with one room in
Yeah.
it. On the
Yeah.
bottom floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The set dressing cost was astronomical.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think I met Dan. Was it the Critical Role group? Or was it
probably
Team
at our
Human?
Probably Team Human, I think. For you.
I can't remember. They all kind of overlap. So
This is true. Neat. Yeah, gosh. I mean, I think I've. So Sam is, I think, the only person that I just met when I was setting this up, because I've known Warren for a while, Steph for ages, Beth for quite a while. Sarah, yeah, I've known you for an exceptional while too. I mean, as far as internet things go.
Yeah.
Ed certainly forever, and Melissa for a while too. Yeah, through Team Human, but mostly through Team Human and Critical Role related groups and fun. And just I found everyone here to be like super awesome. Just like, hey, psst, I've got a thing going. You guys are super cool. Would you wanna?
Yes.
Yeah. So really psyched that y'all were on board to give it a shot here. It's so much fun. You guys are so
It
great.
is. It is fun. I'm having fun.
It's so much fun. He's gonna murder us with shadows.
Nice. Yeah.
It's been really cool actually because a guy that I work with, he was like talking the other day and I was like, are you talking about Dungeons and Dragons? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I play too. And we
Nice.
have, like, and I think he's doing like, I think maybe like the Tomb of Annihilation
Oh, ooh,
in
okay.
like in a group
Oh,
with
wow.
his friends. So like every morning, like on a Monday, we're always like, so what happened in your campain?
Nice.
well, that's great. You guys have something to talk about.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's so cool. I think that's like a hardcore. I mean, it's not even a campaign, but I think that's the one that was
actually,
like certain death.
Is it Ravenloft actually maybe?
Oh, okay, yeah. That's they're both settings. Yeah. So it could be
I want to say
either.
it's Ravenloft.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's
maybe.
sort of Strahd, I think, and related, which is also tough, but fun. All right.
One of my friends got the like ultimate bundle on D&D Beyond, so
Oh, really?
so if you have a master subscription to D&D Beyond, then you buy any content on there, you can share it with all the players in your campaign. So
Nice.
so I have access to all of the adventures and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
That is
Awesome.
sweet.
Yeah, we all kind of pitched in a little bit to buy this huge
Oh, okay.
bundle.
Oh, that is amazing.
It's
All the
pretty
goodies.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, I'm gonna pick up. See, Ormy, of course, is right after the shadow, of course. But because it's battle, I'm just gonna get it started since it's been, the allotted time. And then we'll just pick up with her once she gets back, and hopefully it'll be before the shadow's done. Okay.
Can
yeah.
you see me, Warren?
Yep.
Can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah, we're
good.
good now.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Excellent.
Yay.
I couldn't before the break.
Okay.
Mm.
A lot of glitches.
Yeah, huh? That's I mean, I suppose it's all right for having so many people on the call, but an awful lot of issues I wish weren't there. Oh, that's kind of cool. Some of the things this thing can do. Okay, anyway, No. Okay. So, uh, sorry. I was reading through what the shadow can do, and I forgot. It has like one attack, so that's sort of it. All right. Oh, Emersina.
Uh-oh.
So, being the closest, this is essentially your shadow that sprung to life.
I'm about to get bitch slapped, aren't I?
It reaches out, but instead of like a full-on like swing, it has sort of a how to describe it. Its arm just in a very linear fashion just reaches out to attack you like super super fast. Let's do the attack. Please don't hit. Okay. Which hits you, and sort of pierces right, above your heart, below your shoulder here, and the shadow kind of reaches through you, and pulls its arm back out. And as it does, there's like this vibrant green sort of energy that just trails off of you, that it sucks in, from its arm back into its form. Okay.
Oh, like it's sucking my soul out. Thank you.
A little bit. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh.
So.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Rolled kind of well.
Oh, yeah. Somebody help. I'm gonna need some help here, please.
It just draws out so much of your life energy. Your vision just sort of gets wavy for a minute and fades to black as you drop to the floor.
I'm like on my knees, like, oh my god.
Hey chaps, welcome to squishy first levels of D&D 5th edition.
I might be the first to die.
Okay, that's not a fucking
Dan, stop making mistakes.
So many
What are you cooking up?
Let's see. All right, Sam's not back, so I'm gonna
who's
take
your
this.
next victim? Uh-oh.
Okay, I guess that's Okay, so I would like you to roll a 1d4, if you would please. Which you can just pick up right from the bottom of the of Fantasy Grounds and roll if you want. It just has to be rolled in the chat window.
The square one.
The little triangle pyramid one.
The triangle.
All the way to the right.
Okay.
Okay, not too bad. I'd like you to make a note if you have a place to make notes.
Yeah.
Your strength score has dropped by 2 points. Of course, you're unconscious. But
I'm basically just on the floor.
yeah. Oh man. All right, Ormy is up next. I'm gonna have her, I guess, hold her action because I don't want to assume I know what she's gonna do, and we'll just put her in. I'll let her do her whole movement and stuff when she comes back here. So that's gonna bump us over to Caitlin. You're up next. You would have seen this across the way.
Right.
Hanging on the gargoyle statue. You're
exactly.
Like,
Yeah. I look over and I'm like, no! And let's see, well, I have a bow. I have a crossbow, so I'm going to, because I won't be able to make it over there. Yeah, let me pull up everything. So I'm going to pull back my crossbow and fire it over at the spirit.
Okay, control click on the one you want to target.
Right. Oh, right. All right. And then do I put the dice? I forgot. Do I put the dice on the target or in the chat?
You can do it either way. If you've hit control and clicked on them to target it, then you can do it either way. That hits. So go ahead and I think you might have to target it again. Control click on it and then roll your damage for it. Definitely hits.
If you hit, it should keep it targeted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I did it, I didn't control click. I was hovering.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. So you notch the bolt and fire, and it goes straight through like where its chest should be. And you see the bolt gets sort of diverted a bit, like it connected and did some damage, but not as much as you were expecting.
Okay.
It looks, marginally hurt. There's a bit of like a gaping spot that poof, 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 you can kind of see through, clear through every so often in that area. All right. Anything else you want to do for this?
Can I take any steps or no?
You can, but you are right in one of the squares right around shadow number 3 there. So if you leave its perimeter, then it can get an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay, no, I stay right here.
Okay. When you're done, in the combat tracker, just click the dragon with the little down arrow under it, and it'll bump it to the next person.
Okay. What is this dragon?
Combat tracker, at the menu, all the way to the right, all the way to the top, it has the 2 crossed swords. And that opens up the combat tracker to let you know who's next and all that.
Gotcha.
And at the bottom left of that window is a little dragon with a down arrow.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, I clicked it. And that's it? Did it go?
It should bump down to Emil. I guess try it again. There you go. Yeah, there it is. All right, Emil. Again, you've witnessed all this good stuff.
Okay, so I tried to say in the chat before the break that I had my bow out already, so I was watchful and ready for something to happen. So, seeing Emersina go down, I'm going to loose an arrow in that direction.
Okay. Hits.
Nice.
Nice. You pull your arrow back and draw it real fast, Legolas style. Again, it fires through, right through the form of its head. And catches, the arrow again is sort of diverted as it pierces and runs through, like it caught some meat, so to speak, but again, doesn't do quite the amount of damage that you were expecting.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Now the fun part.
Okay, now remind me, because I haven't played a rogue in a while, the sneak attack only happens if...
Oh no, you're right. You'd get sneak attack because there's an ally within 5 feet of it.
Okay. Now the question is, do I remember how to do this on my sheet?
I put in a second thing under rogue that just says, but there should be like a little not the starched lasso, magnifying glass. You can click and then there'll be like an attack.
There's the damage. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay. That deals. Oh, but it wasn't. Let me add it because it didn't.
Oh, sorry, you're right. I untargeted it. Sorry.
No problem. Okay. So correction then, because you caught it off guard, it didn't have its shadowy defenses up. So as it pierces its head, it's just its head and reforms, but it's like what's the word I want to use? It's straining to like hold its form in its head. It's just pulling little pieces of shadow in, and it's like this, exploded shadow head. Dealt a lot of damage.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, and then that's Emersina, which I guess it didn't automatically have you do a death saving throw. That's strange. Go ahead and roll a death saving throw.
Doesn't it happen at the end of her turn?
Oh, you're right. Okay, so I guess just skip your turn down to the next person because there isn't anything else.
No? Okay, sorry, I thought I was going to do it at the end of her turn.
No problem. All right, now Emersina, if you want to roll a death saving throw. Yeah, you're right, Warren. I thought it was at the end there. Once you said that, it made sense. Which should be on your character sheet, the main tab. Let me take a look here.
What do I need to roll again?
It's a death saving throw, so you'll find it. Oh, okay. At the very bottom of your main tab, just to the right, it says death saves, and it has S and an F and a little die button there. You just drag and roll that in the chat. Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry, you can just click it. You don't have to drag it.
Okay.
Bummer.
I'm not doing too hot, you guys.
Oh no.
Okay, that's a bummer.
This is not a good fight for me.
Yikes.
All right, so Shadow 3, as it's known by its close friends. This one coming from probably from Kaylin, because Astrid has her own form of light there, sort of canceling out some of the other shadows. However, Astrid being the closest, I think it would lunge out in an attempt to attack you. Now, I guess if it came from Kaylin, it would probably attack her first, and it's also just as close. All right, so it attempts to do the same maneuver, Kaylin, sort of to your back because okay. You don't really see much of it coming because you're focused on that other one, trying to take it down. You're already notching your next crossbow bolt. When you see a shadow's arm just sort of come out from the front of your torso, and then retract back through you, dealing. Okay, thank goodness. You feel like this vacuum effect from out of your back as it just draws energy from you. To anyone looking on, it's sort of this earthy, like a stone color mist that is just drawn back from her. Kaylin, please roll a d4 if you would. You take a fair bit of damage, but you're still standing. And if you'd make a note that your strength score is reduced by 2, so anything strength related will just do a -2.
Is that just for this battle?
You are unsure how long the effect
will
last. However, you are still standing. Your knees go weak, but you're able to sturdy yourself.
I'm really sorry about that. Did my turn get skipped over?
No, I held on to it, and I said once you're back, we'll put you in. We're still in this initial round, so we haven't missed you.
Okay.
However, Emericina is
Please help
unconscious. You saw basically a shadow shot its arm out really fast and went through her torso and pulled out a bunch of like green energy from her, and she just dropped and collapsed to the ground. So I'm going to go. I'm not going to move it back up, but it's go ahead, Ormia, because that shadow is done with its turn, and then we'll go to Astrid.
Remind me, Dan. Did I remember talking to you about this? I don't remember what we decided. Did you say that I could use True Strike as a bonus action?
No, I think it was.
Because it's an action.
Yeah.
But it just seems stupid that it's an action. Because I remember we talked about this. I don't remember what you decided though.
Yeah, I was gonna stick it with as an action. I kind of like, sticking with whatever they balanced it out as. Mm-hmm.
That's obnoxious, but okay. All right, I've got my rapier out already. I'll step forward here and. Yeah, I'm going to step over here, kind of like over Emericina, so I'm like protecting her.
Okay.
And I've got my rapier out, and I'm going to attack the shadow thing. Now, how do I do this?
This particular shadow thing's looking fairly battered. It's barely holding its head together.
Okay, I'm trying. Okay. All right, let me see if I can do this right.
You should be able to control click on it. The attack's right. But if you control click on it, it'll automatically tell you if it's not. That does.
That's control. There we go.
I think that hits.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yes, that does hit. So if you want to control click on it and then just roll your damage.
Okay. Yay.
Nice. All right, so you run up and pierce it with your rapier, and that just strikes right where its heart would be, the heart region, and it just breaks into a bunch of almost embers of shadow that fade off.
Is it dead?
Nothingness. It's dead. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yay!
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I guess that's all I can do.
You have a bonus action, and I guess if you'd be feeding it to someone else, it would be an action. Okay.
I don't have a potion anyways. So.
Oh, okay. All right, and that brings us to.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to like wake up.
They flopped on the ground. Astrid, you just saw this shadow rip this, stone-like energy out of Kaylin in front of you.
Okay, well, I want to protect my kleptone dwarf friend, so I'm gonna attack the shadow
Okay.
with my axe.
Nice. Okay. Hits.
Awesome. And for the life of me, how do I do damage?
It should be just next to that.
Oh,
the
and I just click on the
1d4 plus,
yeah.
or 1d6 rather.
Yeah, got
Ooh.
Nice. Now don't forget, because they're light, you can do axe. You can use your bonus action to swing the other one.
Oh, then yes, I shall be doing that. Do I have to do another attack? See if it hits first.
I think that there's.
Yes.
Where is it? Yeah, you do. And it shouldn't add its. Let's see if it does it automatically, because it won't add your. Oh, good. It did it automatically. 6. No, it shouldn't. It was actually just the 3, because you don't get to add your modifier to the second one.
Oh, okay, cool.
So the second one swings and misses.
If it's if it's the feat, you do add the modifier to the attack roll, just not to the damage.
Right. Let's see. Now, did you say that Monk has some other like unarmed attack that you get to do too? I don't want to.
It's got, I think, yeah. 1 second. Do. Oh no.
Because I'll need to add that. I feel like there was something we missed.
Yeah, I can roll a d4 if I do an unarmed strike.
Okay.
For my bonus action, I think.
Okay. Because that would have been
But
your bonus section for the.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind for next time round.
No worries.
All right.
I guess that's me done then.
Okay.
I
Go ahead.
don't think I want to move because he's going to get an attack of opportunity. So.
You could move anywhere in its perimeter. So if you are in the exact opposite space of an ally, you get advantage on your attacks. You both do because you've surrounded it, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So you could do that without getting an attack of opportunity if you wanted to. You'd still be within 5 feet of it as you shimmy around it, behind it.
Yeah. So like there?
Just to the left one, so it's diagonal.
Okay, cool. I will do that then.
Okay. Oops, sorry, I'm going to sneak you right here. That way, Kaylin is right on the, opposite corner.
Awesome.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Felix enters the fray.
All right.
Poor Felix.
You've been standing there watching all this, like as you're walking in, you're like.
Yeah, he just saunters in and he's like, "Oh my goodness, what is actually happening right now?" But he's gonna drop his rapier and instead go for his lamplighter. We're gonna go ahead and target this little dude here. Did I do that right? Control click, was it?
Yeah, that's it. You've got him targeted.
Ooh.
Ooh, that hits though.
Oh, nice.
Just hit, yeah.
Wow. Nice. Woohoo.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Okay, nice, very good. Good.
Yeah, let's roll it out. So since Felix is a variant human, he took a feat when he first started. So he picked Polearm Master. And I thought we had this set up. Oops.
Thought so, right?
Yeah.
It's not. Well, another thing for me to add then. Polearm Master. Yeah, it's under. Isn't that it under lighting stick, or is that the main?
It is, but it's empty.
Yeah, just click the magnifying glass. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, there it is. Nice.
Yay! Go past Dan. I remembered something. That hits. Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh.
So it looks pretty epic, you know, as as people are dropping and getting, spirits ripped out of them. You walk in, you're like, okay, time for action, and you spin this around, and don't forget, it's up to you if you want to get that close because you do have a 10-foot reach. So,
that's right.
Up to you, but just wanted to remind you. So you come up and you give it sort of a thrust, and this lamplighter / polearm strikes through, and you see, for anyone there watching, Astrid and anyone in the vicinity, will see a little bit of fire light up at the end of this lamplighter, and it burns off a little bit of the shadow's form, and then you swing it around and come across to strike across the deck, and it just goes sort of through a puff of the shadow as it sort of dodges out of the way. Didn't quite get that second strike in.
All right. So.
That was less cool, Felix.
All right, Ryan,
I actually don't see that. My back's to the whole thing, but still.
Okay, so 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Would Rhinewin know what color healing potions are?
I think so. I feel like that'd be a general knowledge thing throughout the land. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Red.
Are they red?
Mm-hmm.
They're red? Okay. And second question, what kind of an action would it be to chuck a healing potion to somebody?
If you're throwing it, I could probably say that's a bonus action.
Don't do it,
I mean, it's
because
just
then
one-
they have to roll to catch it.
Do it.
Do it, it'll be epic.
Okay.
Unless you're
So-
throwing it at me, in which case I will drop it.
Well, and
Uh-oh.
so what Rhinewin is going to do is, how damaged does this shadow look? Is it still pretty hardy?
It looks maybe around half health. It looks sort of beat up, but there's some wisps of shadow just fleeing, can't retain it.
Okay.
The combat tracker gives you a heavy
Oh,
damage. It's
okay.
taken heavy damage.
Taking heavy
Yeah.
damage. Well, there might be more of these. I might need to save my spell for later. On the other hand, Kaylin is at critical health. So, I'm going to use my other guiding bolt on the shadow
Okay.
and miss.
Uh,
This is going to go so well. And then I'm going to go 30 feet, which will take me to here, and toss I have 1 red potion of undetermined something, and I'm going to toss it to Ormia, because
That's great.
she's closer to the unconscious Melissa than I am.
Catch it. You can do it.
Do you want me to roll to
Focus.
catch that now?
Focus.
Do you even want me to roll to catch it? Can I just automatically catch it because I'm awesome?
Could you catch it, please?
Just breaks in her head and just goes all
Smash.
over.
All right, so if you're throwing it, make a strength check.
Well, it's 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I'd have to throw it because it's like 15. She's like 15.
It's
feet
not
away.
super far, and it's like, who are you throwing it to? It's
Ormia.
Yeah.
okay, so it's a bit of an elevation thing, so it's not a super high DC, but you know, it is
All
throwing
right.
it up the stairs. And
5.
let me just do something in the back end to see, because that's kind of close. Okay,
Dang.
nope. What it does is it adjusts the DC to catch it, which is a dexterity check for Ormia, which maybe one of your.
I believe in
I'm
you.
good. I'm good at dexterity. So just a straight up dexterity check, not a
Yeah.
save.
Yeah, just to check
Okay.
to see if you.
Oops, I don't have my saves marked off. Okay. All right. Oh, hey.
A 15, okay, yep. So you have to dive a little bit.
Oh,
You sort
wow.
of dive
It looks
on the
really cool.
platform, but your arms are reached out over the steps. You clasp it, and you've successfully caught it.
One-handed.
Because I got my rapier in the end.
Yay.
Yes. Highlight reel.
There we go.
Nice.
when it doesn't matter.
So that
One's the rest of the
totally
session.
glosses over me missing everything.
Nice. All right.
One's the rest of the session. Just watch.
And if you're done, go ahead and click it down.
Oh yeah, I am done. Ah, darn it! I always forget that.
No problem. Okay, Ormia, you've just caught said healing potion.
Cool. I'm gonna feed it to who is that? To
Emerson.
and I'm gonna feed it to her.
Nice. You thrust back, you jump up, having some leak down the wrong pipe, but you're conscious again.
Don't die. Do you
Oh,
want
hey,
me
I'm
to
still
roll for
here.
that? I really hope that was a healing potion.
It was the red one, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Whew.
not the red orange ones.
That would have been exciting. Just kidding.
Is that
I
Is that a
guess,
regular healing potion?
Ormia, you go ahead and roll the heal since you
Okay.
administered the potion.
You want me to roll it? Okay, so
Hey, Shellclad.
6.
And Dark Surgeon.
Oh wow.
It's 2d4 plus 2, I think. Hang on, let me check.
So yeah, 6.
Okay, so you have 6. Actually, I will just add it here. Where art thou, Emersina? Okay, nice, not bad. So you're down to just that. New life breathed into you. Oh, you still have some aches and pains, but
Breathe it.
And who is after me?
Kaylin is up next.
Okay,
I mean, is the gist you get from gauging the battle.
Okay. Okay, so I feed it to her and I look up and the shadow demon's really hurting, right? So I just kind of shout, "You got this!" And you get a D6 inspiration die.
Ooh.
So that's my bonus action.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Oops. Nope, I don't have inspiration. I give it. How do I do that?
Give it.
Oh, she can
Yeah.
just mark it down.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you have a D6.
Yay! Okay.
Nice. All right.
Don't expect me to sing. I may be Sam, but I am not Sam Regal.
Nice.
And she's a swashbuckler, not a bard.
Neat. All right, and when you're done, just click the little dragon with a down arrow to bump it down to Kaylin.
Where is that?
On the combat tracker, if you have it open, it'll be in the
Where-
bottom left.
Where is that?
If
Oh
you
my
don't
gosh.
have it open, it's the cross swords at the very top right of all the menu options.
Oh my gosh. I am so sorry.
No problem.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay,
Mhm.
and there.
Sweet. All right, Kaylin. A little difficult to breathe. Your chest feels very constricted. And you feel this terrible burning wound in your back.
But you got this. You
I
got
got
this.
I got this. What does the second wind do, Dan?
That gives you like a
That's
boost
a bonus
in
action
HP.
heal.
Mm-hmm.
If I do that, would I still get an action? I would
Yes.
still get an action, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
But I just have to rest before I can use it again.
Correct. Yep.
It's a short rest,
Alright.
I think.
I think I'm going to do my to do that then.
Okay.
Let's see, let me find it. Yeah, so I'll do
You
the
should just be
second
able to
wind.
click the heal without targeting yourself because I've got it set to self already.
Okay, so how do I do that?
In your actions tab, it'll be under fighter, and then you open up the magnifying glass, and you'll see heal. You just click the plus, the red cross, to the left of heal.
Okay. I have second wind. Okay, there it is. Right? Yeah.
That's it, and then you just click the little magnifying glass next to the red dragon for it, and it
Oh,
drops
okay.
another menu. Then
Got
you'll see
it.
the red cross. Yeah.
And I just drag that to myself.
You can just click it. Boop. Okay. Not too
Yay.
bad. All right. So you pull your determination together. You're like, as a fighter, you take
Right.
proper breathing for a minute and get yourself
Got it.
recentered and
And I'm
feel
gonna
yourself.
Take my short sword and administer some damage here. Okay.
Nice. And control click the shadow that you want to target.
Yeah, got
get advantage because you're flanking.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Oh, so click the ADV button at the bottom before you do your roll, and that gives you advantage. It'll automatically roll 2. This is at the very bottom left of all
Okay,
the.
so I clicked advantage.
Okay. And then click on your attack.
Do I have to click the +2 as well with advantage?
Nope. It's
No,
automatically
just
going to do that.
advantage.
Hmm.
Okay. Alrighty. That's my crossbow. That's not what I want to do. There we go. I want to take my short sword.
Ooh,
That hits.
Right.
Yeah!
Nice.
And
You didn't even need the inspiration. Yes.
Okay.
oh,
You reel your short sword around and just slash down diagonally. And it parts some of the shadowy form. You feel the resistance as you cut through it, but it's still a faster slice than you thought. It didn't catch as much as you were expecting. Still dealing damage, though.
awesome.
And it's not looking that healthy. It seems to be having a fair bit of trouble maintaining its form at this point. Okay. Is there
Alright,
anything else?
yes. No, that is it.
Okay.
So let me do this. There we go.
Over to Emil.
All right, so Emil fired his first bow, and then he just turns after seeing the first one fall, and will fire an arrow at Shadow 3.
Nice. Bump, 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 bump. And it hits.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
No
Yeah.
fooling around. You very carefully find this, because there's a lot of movement, between Felix there and Astrid on this side. You don't want to hit Kaylin, but you just time it, and then you see your shot unleash. It fires right through where the base of its neck should be, and it just turns into, looks like a couple hundred little butterflies of shadow that dissipate into
Shadow
nothing.
pinata.
Yeah, candy. And that's it. You guys are out of combat. The room appears to be clear.
Yay!
Yes. We did it, you guys. We didn't die. We
Woohoo!
survived our first
Okay.
combat.
I'm tick some boxes, my butt.
Sorry for leading you guys into this room.
So those spirits sat
Kind
up
of crazy.
there. Those spirits sat up there watching us, or
As you look back, some of them are now standing. Now that you're out of the fight and you have a moment to look, some are standing. They're all still sort of staring at you, but some have stood up. Others are still sitting and turned to the side. They have mostly intact, appearances, but you do see some decay on some of their faces. You can see through some, where the cheeks have rotted away.
Right, there were those things.
Yeah, it's just like creepy ghost things.
Can I look around and make sure there aren't any more shadow demons?
Sure. Go ahead and make
Can
a
I-
perception check.
Can I probably fail to look around?
You've got this. That's sweet.
Oh,
Nice.
cool.
Yeah. You don't see any more. You see shadows. They look normal size, normal shape. Everything's back to normal. You don't spot anything else like that.
Just in case, I'm going to take my rapier and poke poke my own shadow,
Okay.
just to make sure.
Tink, tink, on the
Okay.
stone floor.
Okay, we're good. And then I'm gonna help. Who was the one at my feet? Who was the one I fed the potion to? Amisina?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna help you up. You alright?
if you have the combat tracker open, you can see the moderate wounds on them.
Yeah, I'm okay. I
Nice.
think I'll live.
Okay, good.
I told you there was a ghostly bride situation up in here.
Yeah, I think it's time to leave this room.
Well, hang on. The only other place we need to go is locked.
Yeah.
In theory.
True.
Did anybody try to open the doors?
I
No.
did not. I did not. The lock looked good, but I didn't try it.
Should we just look around, see if we can find a key? And if we can't, let's just go and hope that the doors are unlocked?
I'm in favor of looking for a key here.
As you say that,
Can you talk to the ghosts? Do they talk?
Well, you do notice that as Ormia started talking about the key, 3 of the ghosts turn and point towards the casket thing right next to Kaylin. I think that's Kaylin.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna kind of. Thanks.
They have very sorrowful expressions on their face as they look at you.
So right there, I assume.
Yeah,
big
that
boxes.
one. Yep.
The ghosts. What?
Can I?
Hang on. So these bodies, do they look newly dead?
There's a range to them, but they appear to have, some of them have that desiccated look, that mummified appearance. Others have, they all fall within the range of sort of like a mummified corpse, very hollowed, what do you call it? Very gaunt faces. Some again with tears, like in their cheeks or in some parts of their arms. You can see some exposed bone.
The mummies of the ghosts that pointed, do they look about as new as the ones in the hallways?
Roughly. In fact, did someone roll a perception? Yeah, you did. And you got
I
it to roll.
did. I rolled 16.
One of the ones pointing has a golden bracelet. I mean, it's really dull because it's ghostly form, but it appears to be very similar to the bracelet you saw Kaylin drop in the other room.
Here we go.
I'm gonna.
All right.
So since they pointed, I'm gonna ask. Can't believe I'm gonna say this phrase. I'm gonna ask the ghosts. Have you seen a young boy down here by chance?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh, I'm good at these. Then here comes the one. Just watch.
They just continue pointing at that casket.
Okay.
Oh.
Maybe there's a key in there.
Probably not. Okay. All right. Is anything gonna jump out at us when we try to open this casket? Do you
nothing
know?
happened when I stuck my scimitar in the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do they respond to that and in any way at all to that?
No, they just continue pointing, unmoved.
Okay. Cool.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there can I use Cure Wounds or Healing Word on myself at all?
Sure. Yep, you can use either of those. Just mark off whatever spell slot it uses, that you've used it. But you certainly can. You're out of combat, so. Which should be in your spell list, so you can... you'd have to control you'd have to control click on your own character to target yourself, and then just roll the heal for the spell. Let me find your character sheet here. So you pick which one you want to use.
Oops.
You can probably
for some reason.
remove her unconscious now that she's up and around.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not unconscious anymore.
New thing now in the combat tracker. If you open the combat tracker back up, Emersina, you'll see a little. So you'll see yourself in there, and on the very right of your column, it'll have like a little head with little that's your effect thing. If you click on that, it drops open. And in the very right, there's like a red circle with a slash. That's to delete it. You can delete that effect on you, that unconscious effect. So if you ever get any effects and you've somehow canceled them out, you can go in there and remove it.
Is that working now? Because it wasn't working earlier in the week. So.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't seem to do that. There's no.
Nope.
Yeah, I know they announced that change, but we're having problems with it.
Okay. All right. I've got it for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Neat.
Alright, so...
and while she's doing that, is anyone...
I'm sticking my scimitar in the other coffins.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
I'll try to help open it too. Yeah.
All right.
Ugh.
The scimitar slides, in a little easier than the last time. And whoever is assisting, if you're trying to just push it off, go ahead and roll a strength check with advantage, because Rhinewin is helping you with some.
Okay, here we go.
leverage.
Oh,
Nice.
Ooh,
Okay, that's
nice.
pretty good, especially for
Alright.
the -1, right?
It's like,
Okay.
I am not very strong.
You guys have your teamwork down packed, no problem. You're like, "All right, let's
Heck
do this."
yes. Should we do like a high five?
Yeah.
Yes, jump.
Let's go. Blow it up.
Boom.
Freeze frame. Okay, that slides off and lands just next to you, Astrid, near your feet. Whoa! It cracks as it lands on the floor. It's open.
I've got my rapier ready. If anything
Okay.
jumps out,
You see,
and I'm gonna look in it.
Okay. Mummified corpse, much like all the ones you've seen so far. At first glance, roll an investigation check if you want to take a closer peek.
Uh,
I will. do
that's
that,
intimidation.
While
Nope,
she's
nope,
doing
that's
that,
insight. That here we go.
Yeah.
Investigation.
yeah, while she's doing that, Oh wow.
It's
Guys,
set there
not.
on 19.
Maybe not.
Guys, it's a mummy. There's another mummy in here.
What are you doing, Emersina?
Since I'm healthy now,
Mm-hmm.
yay. I draw my bow just in case. 'cause-
Okay. All right. So.
A little jumpy.
Nice. You find a couple of items in here. Rhinewin, as you search around, you hit the mark to find essentially everything in here, which is amazing. This looks, while there is this corpse in here, it looks like this has been used for storage on and off. You can see like compartmentalized areas where you feel store different things at different times. You find most of them are empty, but you do find, and I'll just add this to your inventory.
Okay.
There's some money. Hooray!
Woo.
12 gold pieces, 8 silver pieces, and 7 copper pieces, which I'll
What?
put in your inventory. A small dark black gemstone.
Ooh.
And a small, like a clear glass sort of globe, sphere of some sort.
Okay. I look at it and I'm like, I'm gonna figure out if you're magical in about 8 hours.
As you lift that up, you see a key beneath it in another compartment.
I think the ghosts are pointing at this.
Can I?
So
Can,
I'll pick
can
it up.
Yay! I think we found the key.
They raise their
Can-
arms up to follow the key and then fade, disappear.
Oh.
Well, thank
all
you.
of them, or just those three?
All of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go check those doors out.
I'm
Can
gonna
I-
laugh really hard if they're just unlocked.
Can I do an Arcana check on the globe that we found?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Ooh, it's
Oh,
pretty
nice.
good. Because you got an 18, I'll say if you spend 10 minutes with it, you'll be able to sort of identify what it is. Typically, it's 30 to figure things out, but you don't sense. I mean, you sense magic coming off of it for sure.
Okay. Can I hold the globe while I study it as we walk and explore?
Bless
I
you.
suppose.
Mhm.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, not a problem.
Okay.
You'll get it right back, I swear.
I know it exists now, so.
All right, I'm gonna put the gemstone then in Rhinewin's inventory, and for now, I'm gonna put the other item into Kaylin's. As small globe is what it reads as in your inventory, Kaylin. Okay, so I'm just gonna zip everyone down. I mean, if you guys just want to move your tokens down to the door, I won't make you walk through the whole thing. We'll say you retrace
Awesome.
your steps. So.
I'm
Just
gonna
down
wait
here.
for everyone to like leave the chamber and just want to be the last one out and just kind of like, as I'm leaving, just kind of say to the ghosts that aren't there anymore, you know, like, thank you. And we're gonna figure out what's happened. And then I follow everyone else.
Feel just a cold breeze for a minute, kind of brush over you, and then fade.
Get really freaked out and run.
Nice. All right. So
Wait, what was?
you all arrive at the door, and let me make sure that. Oh no! Don't close that, Dan.
The operation shuts down.
Yeah. You know what? There was an item. So I'm gonna say, because that you should have found this earlier, Caitlin, and this is my bad. So as you're walking back, I'm just gonna say you're sort of scanning the bodies as you,
Oh.
you walk by, and you do find sort of tucked beside one of the corpses. This open wooden box. It's mostly fallen apart, but inside it is a set of dice. They appear to be carved from bone, but it's a set of bone dice.
Kaylin picks it up and takes a look at them, plays with them a little bit in her hands, along with the globe, and then puts them in her pocket.
Nice. All right, and I'm going to say that taking the long way and backtracking and just being extra careful took the 10 minutes so that you can identify that item. Let me just take it as identified. Okay, this is, you recognize this, you've read about this because you have your sage background, a drift globe. This small sphere of thick glass weighs 1 pound. If you are within 60 feet of it, you can speak its command word and cause it to emanate the light or daylight spell. Once used, the daylight effect can't be used again until the next dawn. You can speak another command word as an action to make the illuminated globe rise into the air and float no more than 5 feet off the ground. The globe hovers in this way until you or another creature grasps it. If you move more than 60 feet from the hovering globe, it follows you until it's within 60 feet of you again. It takes the shortest route to do so. If prevented from moving, the globe sinks gently to the ground, becomes inactive, and its light winks out. So it's sort of like portable light. Yeah.
Got a little stick.
Wow.
That's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
It's in the
Yeah.
item description too, in case you're like, oh,
Well,
that's-
yeah. Kaylin recognizes the object, and not being one to really want magical things, she gives it back and tells them what it does, gives a short little explanation, and then gives it back.
Ooh, those are nice. My family has a few.
Nice.
Sweet. Now I can stop casting light on my holy symbol.
You don't have light?
No, I do.
Okay. Oh, you can. Oh, I see.
I can use this now.
It's now in your inventory, Reinman.
Yay.
All right, you guys have reached, as this discovery is disclosed, you reach this large door with a master lock on it.
All right. I look over at Emil, having somewhat learned my lesson. Not quite, but somewhat. And
Let's
Let's let the
check for
rogue-
traps.
yeah,
Check for traps.
let's
Okay.
do that.
Good, make an investigation check.
Nice.
Beautiful. You take a few minutes just to be extra thorough. It's a very large, reinforced door, and you check all the aspects of it that you can and you have access to. You do not find any traps on this door. Or
All right,
around.
I think we're good. Let's do this.
Um,
Do you want me to
before he
take the key and
opens
open
it,
Okay.
before he opens it, I'm gonna look at this gargoyle behind us. Make sure it's not trapped.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay. Oh
You
crap.
got us
where
all
did my
paranoid, Dan.
Sorry.
Oh no. Oh no. Where'd my sheet go?
Sorry, not sorry.
There it is. Investigation.
Yes, please. Okay. You give it a once over, and it appears to be a standard gargoyle without any traps or hoodads.
Okay. Just to make sure it wasn't gonna like eat us when we open the door.
Right. I
Okay.
will stick the key in the door.
Okay, you get the key in and makes a big clunk sound as it unlatches whatever mechanism was, keeping it locked. Sounds like the door's unlocked.
Okey.
Hand crossbow.
Does it
ability.
open? Does it open in or out?
You would have to push it to open it.
Okay. I kick it.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and do a strength check just to see how this goes.
I'm so good at these. About right there.
This could be really epic or really hilarious.
My toe.
I'm okay with either one, honestly.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Really
You give it
hilarious.
this big kick and you just hit your toe in just the wrong way. Like your toes weren't up enough and you just stub that toe.
Kind of like in Avatar, The Last Airbender, when they're trying to go see the Earth King and Sokka tries to kick down the doors.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
That's great.
But the door, even though your foot took most of that force, the door still starts to creak open a little bit.
Kick down my fancy door.
All right. Anybody else want to try, or should we? I don't know. Go in the normal.
Let the
door
rogue
open?
Let the rogue go first.
Not enough to see in yet, just sort of
Okay.
creaked open a bit.
Okay, I'll slip in the door here. I'm
Okay,
going in.
you take a minute, push the door in, and you see.
Stealth in.
We close the door behind him.
Oh, God.
No.
Let us know if it's safe. Yeah.
Don't step on the carpet.
Don't step on any carpets.
You see a small foyer, has a couple empty pedestals on either side of a stairway that goes up about 5 feet. Leads to a smaller set of wooden doors, 2 wooden doors. One is partially ajar. The other one's not completely off its hinges. You just see the bottom of it laying flat in the floor above. But you can't quite see up over it because it goes up, a good 5 feet. It's hard to see into the room beyond that.
Is it dusty in here? Can I tell if anything's been through here in a while since the door's locked?
The whole place has seemed less dusty than you would expect.
Okay.
Nothing feels like this has just been here for ages. There was some of the cobwebs and mustiness around in general, but no, it doesn't appear like it's been untouched or anything like that.
Okay, I'll sneak up to the top of the stairs and kind of peek in the door. I don't know which one will get a better view, but...
Okay.
While we're waiting for him, did we find out about how old this tomb is?
I didn't think so.
Because I don't think so. I think they said they just found it. Is there a sort of check I can make to see if it's ancient, old, or fairly recent? Like about how long ago this place was created ish?
I guess make a history check to try and compare it to other things you've studied.
Okay. Can I have the dwarf do it too, because dwarves and rocks?
Sure, and in fact I think you get advantage on things like that, don't you?
Yeah. I
So
do.
you can click the
Please
advantage
do.
button. Alright, what do we get?
The universe is back to normal. Here we go, Wheaton again. There you
Nice,
go.
okay. Let's see. This particular tomb appears to be, you're probably looking at a few centuries at least.
A few centuries old, guys.
From its initial construction.
Few centuries.
like older than Bexley centuries?
Old, what's that?
Older than the city?
Yeah,
Like older
much
than
older.
Bexley?
Good question.
Well, they just kind of built their city on.
Maybe like it was built before
Rock
the
and roll.
city.
The worst place ever.
I almost
Definitely.
said that.
City's like
Thank
15 years old at most, and this is, you're looking at least 300.
I warned them about the ghostly brides.
True.
Emil, you see, again, a number of crates sort of here and there around the room. It's very, well, actually, I'm sorry, you don't. Because you can't see in the dark. I keep forgetting.
You don't.
I'm sorry.
I can help with that now. Well, I
Oh
couldn't
no,
before.
no. Do you say anything about not being able to see? I do.
You know what? I'm gonna mostly just rely on my hearing, and I'm just gonna see if I hear anything, and if
Okay.
not, I'll wave people forward.
Very still. You know what? Go ahead and make a perception check. Yeah. Okay. Very, very still. You're not really hearing much of anything. You know, as you were very stealthy up the stairs. It's just a little pit and pat of your foot that you heard. That's it. Really nothing from within.
Okay, I'll wave everybody to come up, to
Okay.
come forward.
Cool.
I'll make a move forward.
Come and stand next to Emil.
Okay.
Excellent. Nice work.
I'm gonna stealth.
I'm gonna stay in the corner.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth. The person that's nice. Okay,
Ooh,
Ormia, you
nice.
sneak right up. You now see a number of.
having high dexterity.
You now see a number of these, again, crates with some blankets drawn over some of them. Doesn't look like much of this has been touched in a very long time. But you do see a very wide staircase. It only goes up about 1.5 feet, and ascends to a higher platform in the back center. But again, your vision starts to fade out about partway through the room.
Can I kind of stealth along the wall here?
Sure.
And checking for traps.
Alright, go make an investigation as you're walking along. Nice. Okay. You don't spot any traps thus far.
Alright. So just kind of coming around to see, very quietly.
Okay.
Have we made a perception check on this door to see why it's pushed? Is that the door? That's not the door that we opened, right?
No, it's a second set of doors.
And it's just destroyed on the ground?
One of them is. It looks like maybe from age the thing is sort of collapsed and fallen off the hinges.
Okay.
So we didn't break the fancy door.
No.
I just wanted to make sure something didn't burst through it and.
Nice, yeah.
Can I check the door to see if it's got any discernible markings on it that would suggest if it's
Sure.
special in some way?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okie dokie.
You stand over the door, torch light coming from the torch up in your antlers. You carefully examine the door. It does have some really nice, they appear to be maybe brass hinges, and the mechanical bits to operate the door, the handle and all that seem to be made of a sturdy brass-like metal.
Okay, cool.
But nothing other than that stands out. Okay. And this is what you see so far as close in, as far in as everyone's gotten so far.
Moving up here.
Okay. You carefully go stealth along the wall and up behind one of the rather large crates on the side.
Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
Do-do-do.
Okay. Up on this raised platform, you see what looks like another one of those sarcophagi, and part of a statue or something, very large stone statue along the rear of the wall. But again, the vision sort of fades out as you see what look like maybe some wings or something curling around.
Okay, I've got my rapier out.
Okay.
Still. Just saying that. And I'm gonna scooch around the box. Actually, I'm gonna peek in the box. Is it another destroyed box?
For the most part, I mean, there is an area that you can kind of look down through, and it appears to be relatively empty. A couple of those empty linen sacks in the bottom again.
Is there those sacks? Is there like a discernible smell from them?
No, there's a lot of musty, fairly gross smelling stuff down in here. Not the smell of death, not the smell of blood, nothing in particular.
Old.
Just old.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So nothing in there. So I'm gonna scooch around the box and. So you said this platform's like 1.5 feet up.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I'll kind of stick to the edge there. Just
50. Okay. So the full statue comes into view as you go back. Mind you, it's only Ormia that sees this at this point, based on where everyone is. And it's this massive statue, I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 40 feet wide, about 20 feet tall. The ceiling in here is maybe about 30 feet. There's a certain stillness to the air in here. You don't feel it moving at all. Very chilly in this particular room. Hair sort of stands on end. You do all get sort of an eerie sense from this room. And this giant statue looming over, the crypt in the middle there doesn't really help with that. So.
Is the statue? Do I recognize it?
You can make a history check if you want.
Oh boy. Okay.
While she's doing that, can I give Kaylin 20 crossbow bolts because I have no use for them?
Absolutely. Yep. You saw her using that. And
I'll take them.
How do I do that?
Oh, I'll do the actual part. Cool. Yeah.
He throws them over to me, and I'm like,
yeah.
Scored. Okay.
Alright. No.
Alright.
There's a 12 on that history check.
Okay. You're not really sure. Doesn't ring any bells.
Okay. Are there any markings on the that sarcophagus in the middle?
Let's see where you're standing here.
I'll kind of like step up carefully.
Okay.
Actually, first I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay. Good.
And then I'm gonna step up.
Good. Make an investigation check. What's everyone else doing? Just sort of hovering back and being ready.
I'm just trying not to die.
I just want to use the port. Yeah. Nice. All right, that's Emil. Okay.
Right up here.
Yeah, you don't spot any traps in here, Ormia,
Okay.
along that edge you're walking up.
All right, so carefully, just kind of peeking.
Okay.
I'm keeping half an eye on the statue to make sure it doesn't yeah.
Nice.
A decade of playing D&D makes one paranoid.
No kidding. So there's a couple things that actually make a perception check, I guess, to see exactly what you spot as you come
All
here.
right.
Good. Okay. So there's a few things that you notice as you approach. You get a little more detail with this statue. It's a large winged female. No discernible race. It's humanoid. Looks like maybe a human or an elf or something in that range. Carrying this large sword that's actually like a bunch of vines sort of intertwined down to a point at the end. There is another, what appears to be like a mummified corpse in this casket here. Part of the lid is smashed open, so as you're looking in, you sort of see like the legs wrapped tightly individually with more of that linen cloth. It has more of that same odor to it. Not really death, but there's a certain like a chemical, like an alchemical smell to it, like from the mummification process.
Is it adult sized?
It is adult size.
Okay.
And just beyond, which you won't see on the actual map here, but just beyond that, you see what almost looks like a sundial on the floor. It's about it takes up a whole 5-foot square. And again, it's not actually on here because I couldn't find anything that would do it justice. But it's like it looks like a sundial.
Where is it on the floor?
It would be. I think I should just be able to do like a drawing.
Just do like a square.
Yeah. Let me get out of this editing the mask mode. Drawing. So it's roughly. Okay, so I drew. So that might take a minute to load. But that's supposed to be a.
Is it on the same side of the casket as me?
No, it's on the opposite side between the casket and the statue.
Okay.
All right. Oh, there it is.
Very nice.
Ta-da!
It's beautiful, Dan.
It's so sad. Thank you. You're so
It's gorgeous.
kind and generous with you. All right, let me exit drawing mode. Okay. Which of course seems out of place, being down in a crypt. But at first glance, it appears to be that. Are you proficient in Arcana at all, Ormia?
I am not proficient in Arcana.
Okay,
I'm proficient in history.
You can roll a history check. Can't hurt.
Sure. Why not? Here comes the one.
Nice. Yeah, sundial-esque. You're not sure, but you don't. Other than that,
Can I step closer and do an Arcana check on the sundial?
Yeah, I'm gonna glance back and wave one of the magic users forward, just like, hey guys, come take a look at this thing.
Right.
Emil, while they're doing this, if you can do a perception check, please.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right, you feel some strong magic coming off of this, Kaylin?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really sense magic, I just stab things.
Nice. Pew pew. Let's see. Well, it's 20. Okay. You feel a similar energy to what you felt near the ghosts in that northern room.
Oh. Okay.
You feel like it has a tethering effect of some sort.
How recent is this sundial? Like, does it look the same age as the stone around it?
It was put in it. It's not the same type. It's really. I think that would be fairly tough to tell with the aid. It's old. It's not brand new.
It's old magic.
Nice. And I'm sorry, Emil. Oh, go ahead. What do you got, Felix?
In your world, does the sun rise in the east and go west, or is it?
It does. Same as Earth. Yep. And Emil, you it feels as though you hear.
Listen.
The whooshing of like a nice. Possibly like the rushing of wind or something through the wall to a little further south and to the west. Very faint.
Okay. I will look for a possible secret door, I guess, in that area.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check. And does anyone else want to be doing anything while all that's going on?
I'm gonna look a little bit further into the crypt.
Okay.
Is that also investigation?
It depends on what are you looking for.
I'm just something besides the mummy. Like, just looking in, like, what's in here besides dead?
Okay. you're not really spotting much of anything else in here. I mean, it's a good portion of the lid. It's like the lower half of the body that you spot, that you can see through there. And you're not really seeing anything like the previous sarcophagus that held stuff.
Okay.
That's
And the lid, does it look like it was smashed or that it just kind of fell apart because of age?
I think it's a little tough to tell. I mean, bits of it have fallen in and around the legs of the creature. You don't see outside like anything burst out.
That's good to know. I was thinking of something smashing it from the outside, but that's even better.
Felix is gonna ponder to himself, too bad the sundial is useless without any daylight.
Nice.
Too bad we don't have a globe that emits daylight.
Have you told everybody else about this tethering effect that you feel off the sundial?
Well, I turn to the rest of the group and I tell them about the tethering effect.
Okay.
Are there any writings on the statue or
You'd probably not that you can see from here, but you could take a closer look if you wanted.
Okay.
How tall is the sundial?
How tall? It's about 3.5 feet or so. It's
Okay.
moderately large for a sundial.
So do I know the command words for this globe thing?
You get to create them and then write them down.
Ooh.
Because they'll only
sweet.
work with the ones that you
Nice.
create. So.
Good, I would be.
Well, in that case, I want to think of something cool, and I'm not going to be able to do that in the next 10 seconds.
You can we'll use a placeholder tonight, and then you can let me know over the next
Okay.
week. Yeah.
Placeholder. TBD.
Fire, yeah. Okay, so you want to use the command word and activate the
The
daylight?
daylight spell, and then have it float directly above the 5.
Sundial.
It can only go 5 feet,
Ugh.
so it can go about 2 feet above the sundial.
Oh, give us
Okay.
a warning next time. Ow.
Whoops.
Nice. All right. Here's my. Okay, so you do just that, and as you do, shadow is cast over that. Light reaches around, and even though it's floating right above, the shadow tick, tick, tick over to the sarcophagus, and the front of the lid bursts off, and out jumps. Oh, and that's not actually the one that I need. Let me fix that.
A little boy. Out jumps a little boy.
Yeah. It's me! Yeah.
Mission complete. Yes.
Can we buy this darn kit already?
There we go. All right, sorry, I've got to rework all this stuff. Out jumps a fairly large mummy. Now, here are the things that you notice. This doesn't appear to be quite the same as the other corpses. This one has much more skin exposed, and you can see it looks a lot older than the others.
Stab.
It has almost like equipment that it's wearing over some of the rags, just like a leatherish vest that was on the torso. It just has bandages for legs, as you already saw. And then the strangest thing is that it has, while it has wrappings around its head, it has this skull that's almost twice the size of what should be there, sitting on top of its body, wrapped around with the wrappings. It's just a skull with wrappings across it show certain parts. An empty nose socket is exposed. The eye sockets have 2 rubies for eyes instead of blank spots.
Nope.
And it has the grinning black and green sort of coated teeth. And it does that creepy chattering thing really fast and sort of looks around, neck like around at everyone, and then turns to face everybody. And
Stab, 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 stab. Stab.
And everyone can roll initiative. And that's actually. Oh, good.
Oh.
No,
I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna look at Kaylin real quick and be like, we
Oh,
kill it.
dang.
You get one ruby, I get the other ruby, right? Right?
That's what you're thinking about right now.
Get all the shiny
That's
stuff.
what I was thinking about.
Nice. Yep. And so it it turns and faces everyone that's near the sundial. And just says in this hissy, creepy voice, while its jaws are just doing that quick chatter thing, you hear it in your minds.
I hate that.
You shouldn't have come.
That's what they all say.
You look delicious. This little teeth chatter thing. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Oh.
Dun dun! Well done.
Nate, yeah, you guys killed it. That was so fun.
Perfect timing too. Look at the clock. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Oh, so yeah, this has gone pretty well. There's some exciting things you guys have discovered and get to flesh out next week.
I see what you did there.
They need to get those ruby eyes next week.
Sweet. Yeah.
If we don't
They're pretty long.
die.
They're good size too, because the skull's like doesn't fit with the body at all. It's a regular medium-sized humanoid, but the skull looks like it's from a large creature. So they're like whopping rubies. Woohoo! All right. So that wraps up our session, and I know it's late. Let me. Where's all my windows? My 5th monitor. No. Just kidding. So if any, I know players, it's late, and especially for Beth, it's like early instead of late. If anyone wants to stay and answer any questions that chat might have, that you're welcome to. That'd be neat. But if anyone has to go, that's totally fine too. Sometimes like to have just a few minutes to answer any questions aside from how do we all meet. But yeah, so chat, I guess if you have any questions for any of the players or characters, within reason, of course, or about the campaign, I have to put that in there, I guess.
I don't mind questions. I just really need to pee.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and bio if you need to.
So
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So Swashbuckler's gonna spell. Dark Searchman. Hi, thanks for watching tonight. Cool.
Hi, this Dark Searchman's my friend. Hi, Brian.
Oh,
How you
hey,
doing?
cool. Extra cool.
We did Swashbuckler as a homebrew class, and so I found it online, and we kind of took inspiration. And the one online that we found was pretty OP and kind of confusing. The system that they had in place. It's like they tried to put everything in, and it's just like, oh, nah. So we cut that out and then just added a few things here and there. And so like one of the things, like the reason I have such a high addition to hit is because I'm able to have my performance modifier to my attacks. And so it's just things that we figured would work well with the Swashbuckler. Like the cutting words, that's a feature that I'm really excited to get. And then inspiration. And then the performance, there will be a duelist thing coming up. So I'm really, really excited for it.
Should be pretty
That
sweet.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
I really like
it's
that.
It's even better than the rogue archetype, I think.
Yeah, it seems to pull a little from that. It has like a little rogue, a tiny touch
A
of
little
fighter,
rogue,
and bard.
some fighters, some bard.
I like that whole like inspiration because I picture Swashbuckler being that, you know, that boisterous pirate on the ship. That,
Kind
you
of
know,
like Errol Flynn and the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, Princess Bride going on there.
Yeah.
Yes. Always Princess Bride.
Awesome. Let's see. You guys are hilarious. I'm just reading back through some of the chat here. It's yeah, it was fun to do that. We did Beth's character Astrid is a homebrew race to the Fawn, which is already proven awesome between like super kicking butt because of, you know, the monk and all the skills, and also the torch, perpetual torch holder there.
I mean, if you freeze up your hands,
Right?
It's true.
She's very charitable because don't fawns have dark vision, so she doesn't even have to do it, but she
Right.
does.
Yeah.
She's got your back. All right. Well, it looks like that's it for tonight. So, for those that are new, we play every Friday night from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern time, and we upload tomorrow, probably midday or so. This episode will be uploaded on our YouTube page. So swing over there if you want. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, and you can keep up to date. Right. This is episode 2, session 2. So. For those that are tuning in tonight, you're right at the sweet spot. Catch it so you don't have to backtrack like 50 episodes.
Yeah. Speaking of the YouTube, Dan,
Yeah.
the Kimmy Davis episode was pretty awesome, but you have some new content coming up, right?
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow, I think it is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
tell me more about this plug.
Oh, yes. Extra money for Ed. Yeah. A kickback. No, thanks, Ed. I appreciate that. Yeah, so that's the Mortal to Mortal show where I interview different people, creative, inspiring type folks. A number of them from Team Human. Kimmy Davis episode is up. Lee Hunt is going to be tomorrow. She's played in a number of the Encounter role-playing games, and she's just a cool cat. She is an artist as well, and some other things. Our own Steph has an episode that will be coming up in the near future.
Nice.
Yep. Woohoo.
That's cool.
Gil Ramirez, the Don't F Me Gil. I have an interview with him.
Nice. Don't screw me, Gil.
Yeah. Amber Jean, she's been on the Geek and Sundry set a couple times during like the what do you call them? Play the
Tracks?
Instruments and sing along karaoke events. Sorry, my brain just shuts words off sometime, and I'm like, water, like
Yeah, where they sing, music,
right? Instruments
words,
and music and they sing.
mouths.
Yeah.
Like in English.
And who else is coming up soon? Ash Blodgett from Laugh Stash on YouTube. She's got a number of funny skits. Yeah, so we got that. We got D&D for You and Me, which is a tutorial style show for players and DMs for 5th edition, Dungeons and Dragons, and then just some skits and other stuff I'm working on the side. So yeah, stay tuned and enjoy the goodies upcoming. All right, thank you. Yeah, nice. Thank you very much, players, for hanging out extra time too, and just for being awesome. I just want to have everyone in chat give some applause. Yay for the players, because they were amazing again. You guys are great. I love watching you good play. It's great. Thank you, Vera. Yes,
Thank
nice.
you.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. So, chat, hope you have a great night. Players, hope you have an amazing night. Thank you so much. We will catch you all next week.
Indeed.
Take care. Have a great night. Bye.